In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 350,000 participants here in Ohio who take part in high school sports.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Congratulations, Audrey. Keith Beard is escorted by his mother, Nicola, and his friends, Nevaeh Fredericks and Lindsay Waymiller. He is involved in 4 years of marching band. He is also a member of the Boy Scouts and is currently an Eagle Scout of Troop 126. After graduation, Keith is planning on joining the Army in their 18X program when he turns 21. Keith would like to shout out his Grandpa Chuck and Grandma Kat, who are sadly unable to escort him tonight. Congratulations, Keith. Claire Blueball is escorted by her parents, Reggie and Aaron Blueball. She has participated in 4 years of cross country, band, FFA, and is finishing her 4th year of track. After high school, Claire plans on attending college, but is undecided on her major. Her favorite memory is playing in the pep rallies. Congratulations, Claire. Blaze Chapman is escorted by his mother, April, his stepdad, Dustin, and his grandparents, Virgil and Rita. He is involved in 4 years of marching band and jazz band and is a member of National Honor Society. For his community involvement, he is part of the Buddy for Unstoppable Sports League. After graduation, he plans to attend North Central State College and will major in education. His favorite memory was the long bus rides to away games for band. Congratulations, Blaze. Cooper Conkling is escorted by his parents, Sarah and Dan Vermillion, and Matt Conkling. Cooper has participated in 4 years of band, 3 years of student council, Spanish club, and history club. He's been a part of National Honor Society for 2 years and is also the chairman of the blood drive for NHS. He plans to attend the University of Cincinnati and major in business and sales. His favorite memory in high school is being inducted into National Honor Society. Congratulations, Cooper. Luke Drockton is escorted by his parents, Mike and Crystal Drockton. He has been a member of Tri-M for 2 years, has played baseball for 3 years, and has been in the band for 4. Luke is the drummer in his band, New Touch of Fire, and plays on the weekends across Central Ohio. After graduation, Luke plans on furthering his education at college, continuing to play music with his band. His favorite memory is the band's senior camp cookout. Congratulations, Luke. Zach Holtz is escorted by his mother, Margaret, and father, Timothy. Zach has played 2 years of tennis, 4 years of cross country, and is involved in National Honor Society and Tri-M. After high school, Zach plans to go to college to become a veterinarian. Congratulations, Zach. Kenzie Keener is escorted by her mother, Lisa, and her father, Gary. She has been a member of the band for 4 years and is the clarinet section leader. After high school, she plans on attending Columbus State and becoming a vet technician. Her favorite memory is meeting so many new people and gaining so many friends. Congratulations, Kenzie. Caden Kurtz is escorted by his mom, Samantha, and aunt, Bethany Stewart. Caden plans on going into the police academy to become a police officer. His favorite memory is going upside down for his quad solo at the fair. Congratulations, Caden. Charles Meyer is escorted by his parents, Tony and Rebecca Meyer. He is a member of National Honor Society and Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Also, Charlie is a member of First Church of God Youth Group and Narsau Youth Group. After high school, Charlie plans to attend Mount Vernon Nazarene University and study mathematics and minor in ministry. Congratulations, Charles. Charles Penny is escorted by his father, Chuck Penny, and his mother, Megan Penny. He has been involved for 4 years in the marching band and is currently the woodwind captain and band president. Charlie is also a member of Tri-M. After graduation, he plans on attending college. His favorite memory is playing shorties in the stands and spending time with his best friends. Congratulations, Charles. Jordan Pfeiffer is escorted by her mother, Angel, and stepfather, Stephen. She is also involved in 4 years of tennis and marching band, 2 years of National Honor Society, and 2 years of student council. Her plans after graduation are to attend cosmetology school and become a hairstylist. Her favorite memory is spending the last 4 years doing what she's loved with her best friends. Congratulations, Jordan. Benjamin Pryor is escorted by his father, Joshua Pryor, and his sister, Rebecca Pryor. He has been involved in 2 years of concert choir and homework tutoring, 1 year of band, National Honor Society, and Tech Club, and 3 years of artisans. His plans after graduation are attending Miami University for a master's degree in computer science. His favorite memory is the time he played the bell tone and got his class released 5 minutes early. Congratulations, Ben. Colin Reed is escorted by his mother, Denise, and his father, Troy. He is involved in 4 years of track and is currently drum captain. He plans on attending college after graduation. Colin's memory was freshman year when the drumline was bigger than the band. Congratulations, Colin. Reagan Roby is escorted by her parents, Carolyn and John Roby. She is involved in National Honor Society and serves as the induction committee chairman. She's been involved in 4 years of Spanish club and 4 years of marching band. Her plans after graduation included attending Miami University, where she will study biomedical engineering. Her favorite memory was getting McDonald's between pep band performances and getting halfway there before realizing Caden Moody was in the car with them. Congratulations, Reagan. Caitlin Schneider is escorted by her mother, Elizabeth, and her stepfather, Irvin. Caitlin has been in the marching band and artisans for 4 years and is the president of Project Support. She is currently undecided on her plans after graduation. Her favorite memory is the band senior campout. Congratulations, Caitlin. Kirsten Seidel is escorted by her mother, Jessica, her stepfather, Dave, and her father, Wayne. She has been a member of the Art Club, History Club, Tri-M, and National Honor Society. After graduation, Kirsten is going to NC State to pursue her degree in nursing. Her favorite memory is dancing and messing around during pep band or having flares in during the halftime performance her freshman year. Congratulations, Kirsten. Alex Smiticus is escorted by his father, Cha, and his mother, Amber, and his sister, Cammie. Alex played 4 years in the marching band and has been at the Knox County Career Center attending the START program as a sophomore and metal fabrication and welding programs his junior and senior years. Alex plans to pursue a career in welding with an end goal of underwater welding. His favorite memory is meeting new people and making new friends at band camp. Congratulations, Alex. Keegan Wilson is escorted by his parents, Chris and Emily Wilson. Keegan is a 4-year member of the band and 2 years of National Honor Society. He is involved in his church youth group as well as serving in the children's ministry and on missions trips. After high school, he plans to continue his education at North Central State to become a radiology technician. Congratulations, Keegan. Let's give our band seniors one more round of applause. Next, we would like to introduce our cheerleading seniors. To lead off, Lily Fleiderer is escorted by her mother, Chandel, and her father, Brent Fleiderer. Lily has been a 4-year member of both football and basketball cheerleading teams, as well as a captain for both football and competition cheer squads, and a 2-year member of National Honor Society. She is also the 2022 Bellville Fair Queen. She was involved in the mini cheer camps, the New Store, Light Up the Valley, and Shawshank Hustle. Lily plans to attend Ashland University to further her education and become a trauma nurse, as well as join the Ashland University stunt team for cheerleading. Lily's favorite memory is almost getting stuck in the elevator at cheer camp with her competition team, or her secret tattoos with Halen and Lauren. Congratulations, Lily. Halen Sansom is escorted by her parents, Mindy and Jeremy Sansom. She has a total of 8 years of cheerleading. She is currently the captain of the varsity squad. She cheers for football, basketball, and competitively. Halen plans to attend Mount Vernon Nazarene University and major in biology with a pre-physician's assistant concentration. Her favorite memory is the last minute and super random plans made after games, whether that be swimming at one of their houses or going to get Taco Bell. Congratulations, Halen. Lauren Robinson is escorted by her mother, Jamie Robinson, and her father, Scott Robinson. Lauren has been a 4-year member of both football cheerleading and basketball cheerleading. She was involved in mini cheer camp, Light Up the Valley, the Shawshank Hustle, and the New Store. Her plans after high school are undecided, but her favorite memory in high school is doing temporary tattoos with Halen and Lily before the game at Ontario. Congratulations, Lauren, and let's give a round of applause for our cheerleading seniors. And let's introduce our football seniors and their loved ones. Number 1, Powie Alt is escorted by his parents, Micah and Casey Alt. Powie has played 4 years of football and plans on 4 years of basketball and track. He plans on attending college after high school graduation. His favorite memory was his first home game as a Colt. Congratulations, Powie. Number 2, Logan Anderson, is escorted by his mom, Tara, stepdad, Steve Bollinger, and his father, Chad Anderson. Logan has played football and basketball for all 4 years. After graduation, Logan plans on attending college. His favorite memory in high school is from his freshman year when the team built the Bait House. Congratulations, Logan. Number 4, Mason Pipes, is escorted by his parents, Brittany and Jamie Pipes, and his sisters, Aubrey and Shelby. Mason has played 4 years of football and basketball. His plans after high school are to go into the workforce. His favorite memory is beating Lexington his sophomore year. Congratulations, Mason. Number 5, Aiden Perry, is escorted by his mother, Mandy, dad, Chris, stepdad, Jared, grandfather, Ron, brother, Landon, and sister, Lauren. Aiden has played 4 years of football and 3 years of baseball. After graduation, Aiden plans on joining the workforce as an electrician. His favorite memory is the comeback win against Lexington his junior season. Congratulations, Aiden. Number 10, Clayton Rogers, is escorted by his parents, Danielle and Jason Rogers, his sister Katrina Rogers, Aaliyah Rogers, and Emma Dormeyer. He is involved in 4 years of tech team, FFA, 1 year of football, and 2 years of baseball. Clayton plans on going to a trade school for construction. He wants to give a shout out to his parents for always pushing him to be his best. Congratulations, Clayton. Number 11, Brennan Sellers, is escorted by his dad, Clint, and stepmom, Camille Sellers. Brennan has played 1 year of baseball and 1 year of football. After graduation, Brennan plans on enlisting in the United States Navy. Some of Brennan's favorite memories are the Kenyan football camp, going to Applebee's after games with teammates, and his starting debut against Pleasant. Congratulations, Brennan. Number 20, Victor Skoog, is escorted by his parents, Steve and Shelley Skoog, and grandma, Jean Shade. Victor has played 4 years of football and basketball. After graduation, Victor plans on working on the railroad with his brother, Vince. His shout out is to Coach Lane and to Coach Tanner for all the Bait House memories. His favorite memory is being 4-0 versus Lexington in his career. Congratulations, Victor. Number 21, Tristan Robeson, is escorted by his parents, Nick and Dawn Robeson, his grandmother, Sandra Mowry, and his uncle, Mark Bunn. He is involved in 4 years of football and track. His plans after graduation are currently undecided. His favorite memories are scoring his first varsity touchdown against Lucas his sophomore year. Congratulations, Tristan. Number 27, Hayden Fiddler, is escorted by his parents, Kevin and Melissa Fiddler. He has been involved in 4 years of football and track. Hayden has been on missions trips and participated in community service projects with his church youth groups. He attends the Pioneer Career and Technology Center, studying the Industrial Electrical program. After graduation, he will be entering the Air National Guard. Congratulations, Hayden. Number 31, Griffin Blakely, is escorted by his parents, Josh and Nicole Blakely. Griffin has played 4 years of soccer, 3 years of tennis, 2 years of basketball, and 1 year of football. He volunteers in the Children's Ministry program at Crossroads Church. Griffin is currently exploring all of his options for his future. Griffin's favorite memory in football is beating Lexington because he never has in soccer. Congratulations, Griffin. Number 56, Eli Fenton, is escorted by his parents, Lori and Jason Fenton. He has been playing 4 years of football. After graduation, he is undecided, but a bank-related career is on the horizon or some type of position in the sports medicine field. Eli's favorite memory is coming back and beating Lexington his junior year in overtime. Congratulations, Eli. Number 58, Hunter Wyrick, is escorted by his parents, Tony and Shannon Wyrick. He has played 4 years of football. Hunter volunteers at the Worthington Township Fire Department. After graduation, Hunter will pursue a welding career. He would like to thank everyone for supporting him during his football season that got cut short because of a knee injury. Congratulations, Hunter. Number 62, Caden Riddle, is escorted by his mother, Erin, and his father, Jeremy, and his sister, Bailey. He has participated in 4 years of football and plans on finishing out his 4th year in basketball and baseball. After high school, Caden plans on going to college and continuing his football career. He would like to give a shout out to Bruce Swainhart for being a great mentor and teaching him everything he knows. Caden's favorite memories are the wins over Lex his sophomore and junior year. Congratulations, Caden. Number 76, Eric Hicks, is escorted by his mother, Rebecca, and his father, Eric. He has played 4 years of wrestling and football. After graduation, Eric plans on pursuing a career in welding. His favorite memory is building the bait house his freshman year with the team. Congratulations, Eric. Let's put our hands together for another round of applause for our 2022 Fall Band, Cheerleading, and Football athletes and their loved ones.
I'm Garrett G-Man Parlett, and check out my new show, The G-Man Project, exclusively on the OH Report.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Good evening and welcome to the Colt Corral at Clear Fork High School, where tonight it's Week 9 and a monster matchup in the Mid-Ohio Athletic Conference as the 5-3 Shelby Whippets in town to take on the 7-1 Clear Fork Colts. Welcome inside the Wendy's broadcast booth, everybody. Aaron Hines alongside my partner Erik Will, teaming up tonight, WMAN, with our friends at the OH.REPORT to bring you, Erik, the biggest game in the area here in Week 9, and everybody all excited for this one.
Yeah, absolutely. You have Clear Fork looking for that conference championship. Shelby's owned it the last 3 years, so you know we've said from the very beginning of the year that we thought Clear Fork and maybe Highland would be battling for that. And they're going to have to wait a week for that, because tonight we have two teams that have two completely different styles of getting things done, or locked horns here down in the valley, baby.
Well, let's talk about the Whippets. They've won 3 straight league titles. That will come to an end, of course. They're not able to win a conference title this year, but really they've had a nice season, 5-3 under fourth-year head coach Rob Mahaney. I say that because of all the guys that graduated last year. Erik, they've really been in virtually, I know they've had some turnover issues we'll talk about, but they've been in every game this season.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, it's either been rush defense or turnovers on offense. You know, if they look no further than the Highland game when they had 5 turnovers, 4 interceptions, and a fumble. You know, you can't win competitive games against talent-equated teams putting the ball, on the carpet or throwing interceptions that often.
Well, let's talk a bit about the Whippets as we get ready for football here tonight. They are led by the freshman quarterback Brayden DeVito, who has 19 touchdowns on the year, better than 2,000 yards passing. He has 21 total touchdowns on the year. We're going to get into more of his numbers and also some of the receivers. Of course, Isaiah Ramsey, we'll talk about him and get to the Colts in just a moment. We'll pause now for the playing. I believe we're going to have the national anthem.
That's correct.
Guess we'll wait a moment. I thought we were going to have the anthem first, but we'll hang for just a moment, Erik, as we talk about the freshman quarterback DeVito, who's been tremendous. 19 touchdowns, and Isaiah Ramsey's been the target. He has over 1,000 yards receiving through 8 weeks. He's been tremendous in 7 touchdowns.
Well, and here's what's impressive. DeVito's completing 60% of his passes and thrown for over 2,000 yards and almost 2-to-1 touchdown to interception. That's really impressive for a freshman, especially when you're replacing the likes of a Marshall Shepard. And then, like you said,
and Blaine Bowman.
Blaine Bowman and Isaiah Ramsey doing what we knew Isaiah Ramsey could do. 1,000 yards already on 46 catches, Aaron. What's crazy is the fact that he's averaging nearly 22 yards a reception. And then they really do the ground game by committee. You know, you have Skylar Winters that has 512 yards. Obviously, Brayden DeVito, we know his legs can hurt you at 352. And then the addition, after a couple of games there, Miles Hall's back in that lineup, and he's got 268 on the ground as well. So there's still a little over 1,000 yards rushing and also 2,000 yards. So, Aaron, we're in Week 9, and they've already got 3,000 offensive yards. That's really impressive for a team, especially that we didn't know what they had coming back at quarterback, and we think that's been answered, obviously, with Brayden DeVito.
Yeah, well, you talked about Marshall Shepard. I got ahead of myself when we got to the receivers there. Bowman, Andre Hill a year ago. You think those two graduate. You know, there's no way, but, hey, hang on. This Ramsey kid's real good.
Hey, Isaiah Ramsey's one of the best athletes in the area. He's a premier basketball player as well. He's a great athlete. And, he's a guy that Clear Fork is probably going to have their mitts all over tonight, because he's a guy that requires almost a double coverage. What do I mean by that? Probably a corner or a linebacker and then a safety playing over top.
All right, we are moments away from kickoff. Kickoff coming up at 7:15 this evening. And we'll talk about the Colts in just a moment. We're going to pause now for the playing of our national anthem. As the band is getting in place on the field. And now we're ready to go. And the marching band with the national anthem, and we're about 4 minutes away from kickoff here tonight at Clear Fork High School. 7-1 Colts entertaining the 5-3 Shelby Whippets. Let's talk about the Colts under 14th-year head coach Dave Carroll. Erik, how big is this? They've won 11 league titles in about 59 years in the school history. Coach Carroll told me you don't get too many chances, week 9, week 10, these kind of moments.
Well, I'll tell you what, until Shelby came into the MOAC, Clear Fork had won, what I believe, 2 straight championships.
Yep.
So Coach Carroll knows what it's like to hoist numbers up in the gym in the football stadium by winning MOAC titles, and he's looking to do that again this year. But, you know, the head of this snake, if you will, is Victor Skoog. He's going to throw for about 1,000 yards here so far.
He's a yard away.
He's a yard away. And he's also the leading rusher at 629 yards. And, Aaron, he's averaging 78 yards rushing a game. So, and here's the key. He's also averaging well over 6 yards a carry. So between him and Powie Alt, you know, those two are very formidable on the ground, which is, you know, and I know we're going to get to this, but it's funny, Shelby is 2-to-1 pass to run as far as the yardage. And then Clear Fork is the exact opposite of that. They are 2-to-1 on the ground to pass.
Well, how about this? The Colts have rushed for the most touchdowns in the league this season. They've rushed for 30.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean,
it's a good number.
That's a great number. And we've been fortunate. We saw them earlier in the year, probably the best game we might have called, which was River Valley.
Week 4.
Came down here week 4. And so what I liked about Clear Fork that night was they were able to win in a shootout.
Yeah, you're right. 44-42 in a dandy here in the Valley. All right, you mentioned everything starts with Victor Skoog. He has 18 touchdowns. He's going to throw for 1,000 yards once he gets one more yard tonight. He leads them in rushing, Erik. I think that's the key because Powie Alt leads them in touchdowns scored on the ground with 10, but they have so many weapons. Skoog has the ball every time. Does he throw it? Does he run it? Then you have the wheels of Robeson. You throw in a Slosser. There's so many different guys that carry the football.
Listen, this is a talent-equated game. So what does that mean? That means that Shelby has good athletes, Clear Fork has good athletes. They both have prime-time players, right? We've got Brayden, DeVito, we've got Ramsey, we've got Powie, we've got Skoog, we've got Roberson, like you were saying. Now it comes down to the fronts, right? It comes down to the offense and defensive lines. And I'll tell you what, I know what Clear Fork is bringing to the table tonight, and they have to feel good about the aggressive nature in which their front seven on defense plays with and how angry their offensive line plays, getting Skoog and the company moving forward and collecting first downs.
Both teams coming off a win a week ago. The Whippets, and there's a question I'll have for Erik in a moment. They beat River Valley last week, 37-20. Very impressive, holding River Valley to half of their average.
Right.
The Colts went on the road and beat Marion Harding 35-0. So my question one might have for Erik Will is, hey, the Colts had a close game with River Valley, only beat them by 2. The Whippets beat them by nearly 3 touchdowns, but you can't compare those kind of things.
Well,
you can to a certain degree.
Right. I mean, you know my rule. You can't use transitive property in sports because it's all about matchups. And here's the thing. Remember this. So you have Shadone at quarterback, and then you have Shadone at receiver. Shadone at receiver didn't play at the WAC last week against Shelby. He was out. And here's the other thing, too. Shelby matches up with spread teams. The 3 teams that Shelby's lost this year, Belleville, they've lost to Bellevue, they've lost to Galleon, and then they've lost to Highland, okay? All 3 of those teams pounded them into submission. As a matter of fact, they gave up over 700 yards to the 2 league opponents they've lost to, Galleon and Highland. And trust me, Clear Fork has that film, and they know, look no further than the ground game. If Shelby has a chance today, their front 7 on defense has to play lights out. If they don't, Clear Fork is going to be adding to that 30 touchdown total on the ground.
I'm going to talk about this over the course of the evening. The Clear Fork Colts have only turned the ball over 4 times. 4 times all year. The Whippets have 17. Colts best in the league, Whippets worst.
Right, and if you think about it, Shelby's 5-3 on the year. They're 3-2 in the league. They're leading the league in turnovers. It's almost crazy that they're winning games almost in spite of themselves. They're also on the high end of penalty yards in the league as well. They've got to get that cleaned up. You are not beating Clear Fork in the Valley, and they are motivated for that league championship game that is going to take place next week down in Highland. Clear Fork is not going to shoot themselves in the foot. If Shelby comes out here and there's laundry on the field and they're turning the ball over, Clear Fork is going to walk out of here with a win. So I'm curious to see how this Whippet team responds as far as turnovers and penalties go tonight.
The Colts won the toss. They deferred. The Whippets will start the night with the football. Anderson with a low kick. It's going to be fielded by the Whippets, and they will absolutely go nowhere. The return man, Miles Hall, really had no chance to move the football. The Colts flew down the field and put him down at the 22-yard line. By the way, the Colts averaged 32 points a game.
They will
the
absolutely
Whippets,
go.
they averaged 28. Clear Fork allows 16 a game. Whippets allow just shy of 20.
Now, here's what you're getting out of Clear Fork here. A lot of times Clear Fork plays like a 3-4 cover 2 shell. Now, against Shelby, though, you can already see it looks like they're coming out in some man, and you can already tell they're taking the bonus player safety and they're putting them over top of Ramsey.
1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line. DeVito back to pass. Pressure on. He eludes one man. Will roll to the near side. Now he's going to have to throw it to the sideline. He got hit as he unloaded. The ball will go out of bounds. Incomplete. One of the things, Coach Carroll, if you missed our pregame, he told me they want to get some pressure on DeVito. They want to make the freshman feel uncomfortable back there.
Yeah, and they did that play right there. And there's 2 ways to do it. You can do outside blitzes and inside blitzes. The worst thing for a quarterback to feel is pressure right now up the middle and then spill. But Brayden DeVito's a whole different animal. He's the type of dude that can spill out of that pocket and go get some yak after some contact running the football.
11 seconds into the game. He's going to pull it down and run across the 25, and he'll go down right there. In on the stop for the Colts was the linebacker, Luke Schlosser, the junior.
Kid's a ball player, man.
One of their leading tacklers.
He's a good-looking kid, man. He runs around well. I was watching him in warm-ups. He's a stud.
Second on the team in tackles behind Caden Riddle, who's really good on the line.
Now, here we go. So we got trips into the sideline. So if you're Clear Fork, here comes your motion. Even out your defense. You can see they're in man. Shelby knows they've got man here.
3rd and 6 from the 26-yard line. DeVito is going to sling it, kind of sidearm toward Ramsey in the sideline. 2 guys were in the neighborhood. It'll be incomplete around the 40. Good defense by the Colts.
Yeah, and we expect nothing less from them, right? I mean, here when we saw Showdown down here with River Valley in week 4, he played outside of his mind. I'm telling you right now.
One of the best performances we've seen in a single game.
Hayden was here with us as well from the OH Report. I'm telling you, he put on an absolute show. He was the best player on the field that night. I think his Superman performance kept that game the way it was. Shelby's going to need Brayden DeVito to do something similar because Clear Fork plays as good a team defense as you're going to see.
Casey Lance on the 3-and-out will punt it away. Schlosser is back deep. It'll hit at the Colt 46-yard line. Take a hop on the turf. Cam Wheeler's going to let it roll inside the 40, inside the 35, and he won't even have to touch it. It'll roll dead on its own at the 34-yard line. So that is where the Colts will take over. Scoreless opening quarter. Just over a minute gone into the football game here tonight. 10:57 high school football on WMAN, driven by the Buckeye Superstore, State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the low payment kings, Buckeye Superstore.com. So the Colts get one of those patented Erik Will 3-and-outs. Need 1.5. Get one on the opening drive.
I love it. Talent-equated game. So we're getting down to that offensive line against Shelby's defensive front. Let's see how this looks.
1st and 10. Skoog will take a high snap. He'll hand it off to Powie Alt, and he'll power his way across the 35 and out near the 40-yard line, about 6 yards. It was a high snap. Quarterback Victor Skoog, all kind of where it grabbed it and all in one motion, got it to Powie Alt.
Yeah, and that's a great job there. That's the athleticism right there by Skoog, getting the ball down to Powie. Powie's going to be a huge part of this game plan. And listen, Coach Carroll and that offensive staff, they find diversified ways to get all of their players the ball. But Clear Fork, make no mistake, they want to run it.
2nd and 4 from the 40-yard line. Handoff, Powie Alt makes a miss, breaks a tackle into Whippet territory, inside the 40, 35, 30, toward the right side, and then inside the 20, 15, and he'll be rolled out of bounds by Ramsey inside the 10 and around the 7. Touchdown saving tackle. But Powie Alt used strength and then used the wheels down the sideline. Colts have it 1st and goal.
Hey, Aaron, here's what you can't simulate in practice. The nastiness of that O-line at the point of attack and then the Powie speed coming off it. What did I say on the odd set? That offensive line against Shelby's front 7. Shelby's front 7 still on the bus. Clear Fork, doing exactly what they want to do, man. Just running downhill 2 plays. They had a 5-yarder, and then they just gashed them right there. Clear Fork looking to get points on the board early in the first.
And that run, 52 yards on a Home and Kitchen Supply first down, first and goal. Colts at the Shelby 8-yard line. Just under 2 minutes gone into the football game. Handoff, and they'll try and work the pile forward down near the 5-yard line. May have got just inside the 5.
Yeah, he's around the 4.
The fullback, Schlosser, who lined up right behind the quarterback, Skoog, able to break a tackle and kind of drove people like driving the bus right inside the 5.
Yeah, and if you're defensive line, man, you got to be the most the most selfless people on your team. What does that mean? That means you got to keep your pads level low, and you got to drive your feet. And you got to own your gap. You may not make plays, but you got to keep the offensive line off your backers so they can fill.
Second and goal from the 4. Colts, they'll hand it off to Powie Alt. He'll try and work his way near the goal line. He will not get in, down near the 2 as they unpile. Powie Alt was the ball carrier on the stop for the Whippets. Big defensive tackle Casper Martin, number 67, got in there to stop him. They'll put him down at the 2-yard line. And so it'll be third and goal from the 2. 9:14 to play, scoreless opening quarter, but the Colts in 4-down territory and knocking on the door.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say, Aaron. I feel like you got 2 plays to get 2 yards here if you're Clear Fork. I don't look for them to send that field goal unit out.
Skoog under center will hand it to Powie Alt, working his way near the goal line. Is he in? He is in. 2-yard touchdown run off the right side. Powie Alt, not a big kid, Eric, but has strength. He got the ball across the goal line. Touchdown, Colts.
Listen, you can run hard no matter what your size is. And when you get in the goal line, listen, you got to lower your pads, play behind them, good leg drive, and hit your hit your pads, hit your feet to the offensive line. You got that guard pulling around. All that is right there, Aaron, is just basic power. Guard wraps around. You have a block down. Guards were working up to the backer there. Kind of got caught up, and then Powie, with the leg drive, being able to fall into the end zone.
Adam Van Osdale with the point after, nearly blocked.
No, missed it.
And it is no good. Wide right. Ramsey almost got in there.
Yep.
He misses it wide right, and we'll take a break. 8:58 to play, opening quarter. Clear Fork 6, Shelby nothing. Back in a minute. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
Number 18, Miles Hall in for Shelby, touchdown.
Back in the valley, they waited 45 seconds to kick off. We didn't get it, but guess what? Miles Hall just returned it for a touchdown all the way back. Kickoff return, as thank goodness the OH report here in the booth. He goes back from 85 yards out, got a crease, and Miles Hall turned on the Jets.
Game changer, man. Right, special teams. What do we talk about, Aaron? They can't. If they're not going to win you a game, they better not lose it. Right there for Shelby. That's a game-changing type play here.
It's a momentum swing.
It's a huge momentum swing because you just watch Clear Fork just move the ball and kind of pound you right down the field, and then you come back and get that shot of adrenaline in the arm there by Miles Hall in that special teams play. Great job there finding the crease. If you're Clear Fork, the whole reason you're squibbing it is to keep it out of your athlete's hands. Didn't work. Blocked, field goal or extra point.
Yeah, thank you. As they go to kick the extra point, somebody flew in and blocked it for the Colts. It is no good. We're going to keep it right here. Tied at 6 as the Colts march it down the field with a big run from Powie Alt. They get their extra point missed wide right. Head coach Dave Carroll not happy with the special teams because they just allowed a big momentum changer. However, the Colts are not down now because they had a good special teams there as they got in and blocked the extra point. But we are tied at 6, Erik Will, and it's amazing. The last time you and I, along with Mr. Gray, Hayden Gray to the right, last time we were here, there were fireworks left and right, River Valley and Clear Fork, and here we go again, right?
Well, and before, Shelby, before Miles Hall returns that kickoff back, I was getting ready to say, Shelby's going to score points tonight. Like, there's going to be plenty of points. I doubt that this is like a, and you never know, but I doubt this is going to be a 17-13 type game. You know what I mean?
Not going to be a low-scoring affair.
I feel like this game, the over-under, if you were saying 30, I'd say that's probably about right, in that ballpark. I think both teams can put points up, and, Shelby's too good. And Clear Fork cannot rest at any point in time in this game because Shelby can score points quickly, especially with DeVito at quarterback with his athleticism, slinging the ball around a guy like Ramsey.
Last time we're here was your over-under 86. Probably under, right?
Yeah, it would have been under then. Yes, correct.
Kickoff's going to be fielded by the up man for the Colts, and he'll be grabbed and taken to the turf. Good job by the Whippets there, getting down there in special teams.
Number 41.
And it was Nick Appleman, the sophomore for the Colts, who fielded that kickoff, and the Colts will have roughly the same start they did on the opening drive. Actually, the exact same start. 34-yard line is where they started on their opening possession. Clock reads 8:41 left, opening quarter. Both teams have scored. The Colts marched the ball better than 65 yards on their score. The Whippets just scored on special teams. 85-yard kickoff by Miles Hall, and we're even at 6. As the quarterback will fake it, he'll keep it, and Skylar Winters will grab Skoog after a short gain and sling it about 2 yards to the 36-yard line. Good job there by the defensive lineman, Skylar Winters.
Well, here's the thing. Shelby's getting that 7th guy in the box. I like that. So that time right there, what did Clear Fork do? They went spread. They went empty. Showed the high hat there by quarterback Victor Skoog, and then did the quarterback draw, picked up 2 yards. Good defense there by Shelby.
All right, here we go. 2nd down, 8 Colts. The ball at their own 36-yard line. They'll pitch it to Powell. He gets a good block across the 40, midfield, into Whippet territory, turns on the Jets, and he'll be tackled just inside the 40-yard line. And he got a good block and turned on the Jets for a home and kitchen supply first down, put him down at the Whippet 39.
Aaron, that just looked like Lucas right there. Did you see that? Victor Skoog pitches the ball and then gets out in the blocking lane there. That's just getting more guys at the point of attack than Shelby has. Listen, teams that run the football, even out of spread, it's an analytics game. If I have more guys than you have defenders, I win.
And the Colts won on that one. 1st and 10 at the 39. They'll pitch to the near side. This is Robeson. Gets the corner. Nearly got tackled inside the 30. He'll be shoved out of bounds by Grayson Heidegger. Let's see where they put him out. He went out around the 26-yard line. I think that's where they're going to put him down. Yes. So a good job right there, Eric, getting about 13 yards and another. That's the 3rd Colt first down here in the opening quarter. The Whippets still don't have a first down. Remember, their score came on special teams.
Yeah, and Clear Fork, listen, Clear Fork hasn't even had to put the ball in the air, and why would they? If they're going to be averaging, right now, Aaron, they're about 16 yards a carry with that 52-yard scamper. Yeah. So you're not going to see them throw the ball until they have to. And I'll tell you what, when they decide to, that play action is going to be gold.
7:37 to play, opening quarter, 1st
there he
and
goes.
10. Skoog will pull it down and run inside the 20, 15, 10. Is he in? Did he get the corner or did he step out? The official waving him out at the 1.
I thought he danced around
it. Looked like he might have got in. They'll give him a 25-yard. A 1-yard line, 1st and goal at the 1 for the Colts.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Skoog did a nice job.
I think the left foot may have stepped out at the 1.
That's a good call by the officials.
And he was trailing the play, too. That was not an easy play.
And so here's what you have there. So you fake the jet sweep, and you come back with the quarterback counter or power, however you want to call it. Skoog doing a nice job of reading his block there. That play is good. It's going to be as good as that guard pulling around and getting up to that backside backer.
1st and goal, Colts at the 1. Skoog's going to keep it near the goal line. He dives. Is he in? It's really close. The official on the near side says no. Somebody got him down at the 1. Isaiah Beck and company tackled him at the 1. No gain. Good job by that front of the Whippets. I thought he was going to get over the goal line.
Right. Well, and that play was kind of discombobulated because you could see there was supposed to be some type of run fake, and the running back, quite frankly, went to the left. He fakes right.
It was Robeson.
Yeah, so Skoog just took off running there. So either the quarterback or the running back was wrong there, but, really no harm, no foul, because you still got 3 opportunities to punch it in from the 1 here if you're the Clear Fork Colts.
Slosser and Alt behind Skoog. Second and goal from the 1. They'll move Alt in motion. The quarterback, Skoog's going to keep it himself. They push the pile, and Victor Skoog is in. Touchdown, Clear Fork Colts, a 1-yard run, and they score at the 6:41 mark here of the opening quarter, and they go up by a score, and that running attack has not been stopped here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, so they motion Alt out of the backfield. You can see right there, you also got Slosser right behind him, and he's going to do the old Bush push, as they call it. Reggie Bush pushing Matt Leinart. So listen, Clear Fork in the opening, Hayden had it up on the, on his keys to victory. I said, don't get too complicated. Clear Fork, run the football, and they're doing just that, and Shelby has had no answer.
The extra point by Van Osdale is up, and just like Mill Iron Auto Parts, it is good. We'll take a break. 13-6 Colts, 6:41 to play opening quarter. Back in a minute. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Whippets 6.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Back in the Valley after the Colts with a touchdown. Kickoff return by Miles Hall, not nearly as far this time, as they will take him down. Tristan Robeson on the tackle just across the 20-yard line. Back inside the Wendy's broadcast booth, Aaron Hines, Erik Will, OH Report, teaming up with us tonight to bring you high school football. I mentioned the extra point up and good. It's a good idea to stop by Mill Iron Auto Parts, State Route 39 between Mansfield and Shelby. You'll receive top dollar for your scrap vehicle. Mill Iron supporting local high school athletics. 6:38 to play here in the opening quarter. Whippets 1st and 10. They'll pitch it left side. The back just nowhere to go. Terrific job by the Colts not letting him get the corner. Powie Alt and a helper guides Skylar Winters to the ground. Are they going to give him forward progress? They're going to say forward progress, 21-yard line, so virtually nothing.
Yeah, he didn't get anything. And Victor Skoog doing a good job coming from his safety spot there to initially get the first contact on Skylar Winters. And then obviously Company comes and does a good job at driving him back. So, once again, Clear Fork today offensively has been on schedule. Shelby has not been on schedule, so now we're looking at a 2nd and long here. Clear Fork's also winning the first 2 seconds. They're not giving the quarterback his receiver early.
2nd and 10 from their own 21. Back to pass, nowhere to go for DeVito, and he'll step up. He'll get a very short gain and be grabbed and dropped. Taking him down was Caden Riddle, the 6'4 defensive lineman. The senior was right there, and actually it'll be a loss of a couple of yards. Yeah, back around the 18-yard line.
Yeah, and that's a great job there. So what do I mean by winning the first 2 seconds? You got a freshman quarterback. He's really going to go through about 1 read on his progression, and then he's going to get those feet going. So Clear Fork, what you need to do is win the first 2 seconds and allow that defensive front to beat up on that kind of patched together injured offensive line of Shelby. Clear Fork just pinning their ears back and going right now.
3rd and 13 Whippets from their own 18-yard line. Look like somebody almost moved early. Back to pass, DeVito, pressure all over. Got a man on him. He'll be grabbed and sacked. Woo. And the Colts take him down. Terrific defensive play. That time knifing in was Luke Slosser, the linebacker. He was able to sack the quarterback for a loss, and the Whippets are going to have to punt it again, and that Colt defense has looked really, really good.
Yeah, they have been 2 steps ahead of the Shelby offense, and once again, they're doing it because you have talent equated. What did I say? Talent equated games with athletes. It comes down to offense and defensive lines. Clear Fork has clearly got more experience and bigger, faster bodies up front than Shelby does.
8-yard sack back to the 10-yard line. Lance will punt the football. It's going to hit at the Whippet 45, but then take a Shelby roll into Colt territory. It'll roll dead at the Colt 42-yard line. So Clear Fork has a 13-6 lead, and we have 4:14 to play here in the opening quarter. And again, they'll have good starting field position on this drive.
Will.
After the game, we'll select our Spitzer Motors game changer, whose hustle, whose effort changes tonight's game for his team, all courtesy of the good people, Spitzer Motors of Mansfield, who love their high school sports. We'll hand it out in the postgame. Stop by and see them. Terrific vehicles, Kias, Jeeps. You feel the cold in the air, snow's coming, something four-wheel drive. And one of the greatest things about Spitzer's, buy a car, never wash it again. Free car washes for life. Stop by and see him. West 4th Street, online at drivespitzer.com. All right, Colts to the line. Bring a man in motion. They'll hand the football off to Schlosser. He'll get a short gain, struggle forward to the 45-yard line. Good job that time for the Shelby Whippets. And they're able to take him down at the 45.
That's a good job by Isaiah Beck there, keeping it inside. Cam Klein on the tackle, number 60, doing a good job of playing from his Mike linebacker position. But Beck's they call it the force player. He's keeping it inside. He's not giving up that outside leverage. Schlosser's still getting 3 yards on the carry, but keeping it to a minimal gain. It's a good job by your defensive end out there for Shelby.
Yeah, absolutely. Beck and Vent have played very well all year for the Whippets. 2nd and 7 from their own 45 for the Colts. Late stages, opening quarter. Victor Skoog's going to keep it. He'll get into Whippet territory. Cam Klein will grab him and tackle him at the 48. He is real close. To me, it looks like they have the first down, or they may measure. It's real close. Let's see what the officials say.
Yeah, we might actually get a measurement here. See, last week we had something. You knew I was going to bring this up there. We called the Mansfield-Worcester game last week, and I'm telling you, Hayden we could not believe they didn't measure this. And it was a crucial part in the game, kind of like this, where, if you're Shelby, you've got to get a stop here. Listen, Shelby's touchdown came on an 85-yard kickoff return. Clear Fork has absolutely owned this game, time of possession and offensive statistics. So it is a first down.
They will not measure.
Well,
it is
I knew once he got to the 48-yard line, I knew they were going to give him a first down.
Last week looked a little closer.
Oh, man, couldn't believe it.
And it's the 5th Colt first down here in the opening quarter, brought to you by Home and Kitchen Supply in downtown Mansfield. 1st and 10, just into Whippet territory. Handoff to Powie Alton. He will run into a pile of players at the 45-yard line as they unpile. Miles Hall, Skylar Winters. Skylar Winters was the guy that got him off the bottom of the pile. Put him down at the 45-yard line, so no gain.
Picked up 3.
I'm sorry, 3 after the game.
Well, and here's the thing, Aaron. Here's what you got to like if you're Clear Fork. That's essentially where Clear Fork reestablished the line of scrimmage was 3 yards. Because you'll notice, Powie didn't cut. He just drove straight ahead. By the time the first contact was made, he picked up 3 yards. So your offensive line's doing a really nice job right now for Clear Fork. So even putting a 5th defender down if you're Shelby, that's not going to solve your problems if you're not aggressive.
You're correct. 3 yards after the first down gain. Now they'll roll out, though, to the near side. Catch going to be made by Logan Anderson, the senior wide receiver, and he will get out of bounds at the 35-yard line of the Whippets. So they get 10 yards. That's their first down, number 6 here in the opening quarter. And we haven't seen him go to the air a lot, Eric, but I'll tell you what, Victor Skoog can throw the ball. He's now over 1,000 yards passing.
Yeah, and he's completing almost 60% of his passes. And Anderson with his 13 catch on the year and just eclipsed 200 yards receiving. So nice job for him.
But you don't throw unless you need to, right? In a way.
Well, and here's the thing. I like that call there because they have dominated so well on the ground. Aaron, play action only works if you're running the football well, right? I watch Iowa play football. When they're playing and they're rolling, their run is opening up their pass. Listen, when you're in Clear Fork, their run is opening up their pass. That's the similarity there. So when you run play action, when you run sprint out to your defense, it almost looks like a quarterback sweep. When you're getting play action pass, those linebackers have to come up, because if they don't, you're gashing them anyways on the ground. So that makes your play action gold. Where Shelby is more likely to pass to set up the run.
And timeout taken by the Colts. We'll keep it right here. 2:14 to play, opening quarter. It is Clear Fork 13, Shelby 6. After the game, we'll select who made a heck of a play. It's all courtesy of Mansfield's injury lawyers, Jeff Heck, Jeff Stifler. They live here. They're from here. They're here to help at HeckLawOffices.com. We'll hand out some free pizza coming up in tonight's post-game show. If you are just joining us, it is hard to believe this is week 9.
Feels like week 9.
It does feel like week 9.
Up here, but it's not too bad. The wind's died down a little bit, thank goodness.
Hayden Gray took care of us. He removed the windows here in the booth. We appreciate that.
It's a stud.
Ready to go. Hand off to Powey all out of the. No, they're going to fake it. The quarterback is going to keep it. I'm sorry, no, Robeson, I believe. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Powey did a great job of selling that thing, though, didn't he?
Sold me. It was Robeson to the near side as it looked like it went to Powey all. Then they brought Robeson in motion to the near side. He'll get inside the 30 and step out of bounds. Let's see where they spot him.
Yeah,
put him down at the 28-yard line. So nice chunk of real estate right there. And really good misdirection trickery, making you look one way and go another.
Which is another reason why you follow those guards, Aaron, right? The guards take you to the ball, so that's a good job. Faked us out.
That's right. 2nd and 3. Ball at the Whippet 28-yard line. Hand off to Schlosser. He'll work his way. Break a tackle inside the 25. Hits the 20 and goes down near the 19-yard line. Another home and kitchen supply first down run of nearly 10 yards.
Wow.
And the Colts was 7 first downs to 0 for the Whippets here in the opening quarter.
The right side of the Clear Fork offensive line just collapsed the entire Shelby defensive line and linebackers down. Schlosser literally took a little bit of a jump cut to the right and did not get touched for the first 5 yards of that. That's what I'm saying, Aaron. If you can't get more of a push than that, you have no chance.
1:38 left here in the opening quarter. Colts going to run the football right side. Good job there, Cam Wheeler and company to Corral. The back who goes down after a short gain. It was Powey Alt on the carry. Put him down right at the 15-yard line. So they get 4, close to 5 yards on that carry. And I'll tell you what, so far in the opening quarter, the Colts have done pretty much whatever they've wanted to on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, this is what they wanted to do. They came in here. And listen, I really do believe this. Teams take on the personality of their coach. Dave Carroll is a no-nonsense, hard-nosed guy, and that's how Clear Fork plays.
2nd down, 6 yards to go from the 15. Skoog's going to throw it to the near side. Going to be caught by Robeson. Nearly a one-handed grab.
Yeah, great catch.
Inside the 10, down near the 7-yard line. Skoog had just a little bit too much air on that one. But Tristan Robeson got at least one hand on it, corralled it, got the toes down, goes out of bounds. And the Colts will have it 1st and goal at the Whippet 7-yard line. That is 8 first downs. Yeah. I don't mean to be repetitive, but 8-0 here in the opening quarter.
That's 19 catches for 190 yards for Roberson on the year. So that's a great job.
Under a minute left, opening quarter, 54 seconds, 13-6. Colts knocking on the door, 1st and goal. From the Whippet 7-yard line, handoff to Schlosser. He's dragging people inside the 5. He'll go down near the 3-yard line. Trying to see who pulled him down. He went right through the middle, hit somebody at about the 2 or the 3. Good job that time right there for the Whippets. Mason Vent, the defensive end,
hanging on for dear life.
Prevented him from getting in the end zone by hanging on. And we're down to 27 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. 2nd and goal, Colts at the Whippet 3-yard line, 13-6 Colts. As they line up with 2 backs and an eye right behind Skoog. He'll turn around. He'll fake it. No, hand it now to Schlosser. He'll dive to the goal line. He is not in. Put him down around the 2, maybe close to the 1.
Well, actually, I think it was number 21 there coming back on the hand.
Was it Roberson? Okay, thank you. You're right. It was Roberson.
I'm telling you, man, they do a great job with this misdirection. They're going to take that to the quarter.
All right, that'll do it after 1 quarter. It's Clear Fork 13, Shelby 6. Back in a minute. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
What's up, America? Brian Skoronsky here, and if you want to see me and the gang chop it up with some unintelligent conversation, we've got the show for you. Check out the OH Report video podcast every
There's a blood shortage and we came up to Dead Lover's Point at midnight on Friday the 13th.
Lame.
Guess I'm gonna waste all this blood by dying in a predictable horror movie way.
50% of Americans like watching blood get spilled in horror movies, but only 3% donate it. When was the last time you donated blood?
Football driven on WMAN by the Buckeye Superstore. State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the low payment kings. BuckeyeSuperstore.com. As we come back from the quarter break, I see a timeout signal by the officials pointing the Colts' way.
I do not understand. How do you come out of a quarter break and burn a timeout before you even get to the ball? I don't know. I'm dumbfounded.
Did my voice sound confused? I was.
Right. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, they come out, call timeout, and I'm thinking like, what? I mean, did they not come out quick enough and the play clock was done? I couldn't tell.
Well, and Eric, I think the point you want to put on it is you're in a game to win a league title, you're in a game to go to the playoffs, or you're in the playoffs. You don't want to lose a timeout when you've had a quarter break. I get where you're coming from.
I mean, you just had 60 seconds to kind of discuss whatever you were doing. And this is big for Shelby because they got to try to do anything possible to keep them out of the end zone here. And remember, Shelby's playing for playoff positioning as well.
You are correct. It is now 3rd and goal, Colts at the Whippet 1-yard line. They will hand the football off, and the back is into the end zone, and a touchdown for the Colts.
That's your boy right there. That's
Luke
Slosser.
Yep. Tell you what, a lot of misdirection because it looked like it was going to go to Powey-Alt. Would they keep it with Skoog, and they give it to the fullback Slosser. Eric, and right now, when you look at it, not only are they good on the ground with that power football, but they're kind of confusing, making you watch who's going to get the ball.
Right, and here was the thing. That was what I like about that too, Aaron, is when you say follow your guards, that's just base blocking right there. That's just hat on a hat and get bodies moving, and then give it to your 220-pound fullback coming on a little end around there. Great job there by Clear Fork. I love how Coach Carroll is not overthinking this. Just run the football, man.
Van Osdale's kick is on the way. And just like Mill Iron Auto Parts, it is up and it is good. But hang on, there is a penalty marker on the field. That was officially a 1-yard touchdown run by Schlosser.
Oh, that was a personal foul on Clear Fork.
On the Colts.
Yeah, they'll take that on the kickoff, I would imagine. Yeah, I don't know what he saw there.
So the Colts extra point is good.
Yep.
And we will have, as Eric mentioned, assessed on the kickoff. So now 20-6 is the lead for the Colts, and we'll remind you again, extra points all season long, up and good by Mill Iron Auto Parts, State Route 39 between Mansfield and Shelby. You'll get top dollar for your scrap vehicle. All right, so if you're the Whippets, and I know we have a lot of game left, Eric, we're 5 seconds.
Well, hold on here. So was that on Shelby or Clear Fork?
I thought they pointed.
They pointed to Clear Fork. I'm wondering if
they
the
wrong way.
Shelby.
Yeah.
See, there's
well, they are because they're kicking off from the 45-yard line.
So once again, what did we talk about at the beginning? Shelby has had personal foul, unsportsmanlike issues all year. And you get another one right here on an extra point. It's just, Aaron, you're trying to win a football game and compete for playoff positioning. You can't do it, man. Your one spot today where you actually had success was on a kickoff return. You don't even allow that an opportunity.
Now you don't have a chance because Jackson just put it out of the end zone, so it will be a touchback. Anderson kicks it out of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. And so the Whippets, Eric, as I just mentioned, we're 5 seconds into the second quarter. There's a lot of football game to go. However, if you're the Whippets, you haven't had any success moving the ball, and you haven't had any success stopping the Colts.
Well, as a matter of fact,
so you need to get something going.
I think Shelby might even be in the negative yardage right now with the sacks that they've had the last series.
They don't have a first down yet.
They do not have a first down. Well, I know they don't have a first down, and so they need to get something moving right here, right now.
Here we go, 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Brayden DeVito and company at the line, and he is going to keep it, and look like he was going to turn the corner and get ready to take off up the field, and Powey just grabbed him and tackled him for about a 1-yard gain. Looked like he was going to get the corner, and Powey just all of a sudden turned and grabbed him.
It's a great play. You know why that's – I do not think people realize, people watching or listening, I'm telling you, that is an incredible play by Powey Alt. That's the hardest thing to do, is tack an elusive, shifty athlete in space, and he kept it to a 2-yard gain. That's an A+ right now. Tomorrow in film, he's going to get a lot of love for that.
Hey, it looked like DeVito was going to have the corner on him, and a terrific play by Powey Alt. A handoff to the running back, 2-yard gain by DeVito, and there is just nowhere to go for Miles Hall. He'll be rode to the turf. They'll put him down for about a 1-yard gain. And
stat-wise, Shelby was -7 at the end of the first quarter. And that's coming from, we need to give a shout-out to my man Chuck Ridnour. He's a longtime Shelby guys, cover sports. He's been having some health issues. He's at home listening to us right now. Chuck, we love you, man. Hope you get better quick, because I know you'd much rather be standing on the sidelines covering this than sitting around at home. So
we appreciate it, Chuck. Get well soon.
Yes,
and
sir.
1-yard gain on the carry there. Actually, I'm sorry, more than a 1-yard gain. I was looking at the numbers there that Chuck was sending us. They'll get the football across the 25, put him down at the 28. So Eric bringing up
big play here.
Yeah, bringing up a big, this would be 3rd down, correct?
Well,
yes, they have 2nd on the field, but I believe it's 3rd down.
Well, they might have been called offside.
Okay, thank you. I was looking down at the number, so it was offside.
Right.
So they get the 5-yard penalty. Whippets will run it with Miles Hall to the near side. No gain, 28-yard line. So taken down right there. Good job. There's Schlosser again, the linebacker, among those involved with Caden Riddle.
They play well, don't they, defensively? They flow well to the ball. And we're getting – Aaron, you were just a play ahead. It's 3rd and 2, so you were just a little bit ahead there. Here's the thing that I like about Clear Fork is they're playing their man defense, which is consistent with Coach Carroll. He likes a lot of man, and then he wants to be aggressive with those 6 players that are in the box. So he's running his stack, and then he's basically high-low and Ramsey outside.
3rd and 2, back to pass. DeVito throws it to the near side. Got a receiver. Grayson Heidinger catches it into the sideline just across the 40-yard line. Terrific throw, and what a catch by the senior wide receiver as he was going into the sideline over the shoulder. And the Whippets' first down of the ball game comes at the 10-13 mark of the 2nd quarter at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, Brayden DeVito, great job there, knowing where he wanted to go there. You find your spot and, man, take advantage of it. He threw that ball before Grayson even made his break on the out. Great pitch and catch.
All right, so the Whippets 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. The ball is fumbled on the exchange, and it looks like the Colts have it. Shelby had the football. It came out, and Powey Alt, it just hopped right into his lap. He fell on the football, and an unforced error by the Whippets gives the Colts dynamite field position at around the 40-yard line.
And that's just Brayden DeVito was trying to pull that out. His read was collapsing. He had turned his shoulders. That's on the quarterback. The quarterback has to have strong hands on it, and then also your back can't clamp on it, but still the quarterback's got to ride that thing to his hip and pull it out and be assertive with it. When the ball was on the ground in those situations, we always put that on the quarterback.
Colts take over at the Whippet 37-yard line. 1st and 10. They'll throw a pass down the right sideline, and there's the penalty marker. It's incomplete. Brayden Stone was back there defensively. Don't know that he got his head turned around, and that may be why it came out. We got the replay here in the OH report as Skoog threw a nice high pass, and I'll tell you what,
Brayden Stone
when I look back, the play before DeVito fumbles, the Colts tried to throw one toward the end zone here. Brayden Stone never got that head turned around.
Right. He was slowly working there, trying to get his hand up. It was the right hand down around the lower part of the body. If you're a DB, I'll be honest with you, there's times you feel helpless, because you feel like it's hard to get a call. But, obviously the officials threw it, so that's what they saw.
So they'll move it down to the 22-yard line, hand off to Robeson. Whippets right there defensively to take him down. Good job, Isaiah back. Also Tanner Hartz in on the stop from the secondary. Give him a gain to the 21-yard line. So a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9 for the Colts. They lead 20-6 here early in the 2nd quarter, 9:38 to play. If you're just joining us, the Whippets' only score came on an 85-yard kickoff return by Miles Hall. The Colts have marched it up and down the field early. The Whippets just turned it over. 2nd and 9 Colts at the Whippet 21-yard line. They'll fake the run.
Got him.
Skoog's going to throw onto the tight end. Milo Bergholder had him wide open, but just let him too much.
Yeah.
Incomplete into the end zone. Skoog would love to have a little more air on that one, or at least maybe wait one more second. He did have a guy coming in his face, though.
Yeah, no, that's pressure coming at him, no doubt about it. But, man, that thing was executed perfect. You kind of get those low shoulders, man, and ride that thing into the back, and that's the old tight end pop pass. And I'll tell you what, like you said, I think just a touch more air on that thing, and he'd have walked into the end zone. So there we go, 3rd and long.
I believe it was Isaiah Beck that was coming in pursuit. Is why he had to get rid of it early. 3rd and 9 Colts at the Whippet 21-yard line. They'll fake the run. The quarterback's going to keep it up the middle. Skoog, home and kitchen supply, first down. He spins and dives inside the 5, down to the 1. Looks like he was going to go down at the 5. Somebody corralled him, and then he kind of spun out of there and lunged to the 1-yard line. A 20-yard run for Victor Skoog.
The old GT counter right there, man. It's block down, pull the guard, pull the tackle. Skoog doing what he does, man, following those guys. I think he's done that a few times in practice, Aaron. And I'll tell you what, Skoog looking really smooth there, just kind of being patient, letting those guys get ahead of him. That was executed extremely well. And Clear Fork, once again, making the best of a tough situation on a 3rd and long.
Now 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. They'll hand the football off, and they are into the end zone. Touchdown, Clear Fork Colts. As they are into the end zone. 2nd rushing touchdown here for Luke Schlosser as he pounds it in from 1 yard out, and the Colts go up 26-6. And I'll tell you what, Victor Skoog's run to me right now, that was just incredible.
Yeah, that was a great run there to open that. And listen, when Clear Fork gets inside the 5, that's money time for them. You know what I mean? That's when they get that. Listen, offensive lines want to impose their will on defensive fronts, and you have to allow this Clear Fork bunch to do that.
Extra point by Van Osdale, just like Mill Iron Auto Parts. It's up and it's good. We'll take a break. 8:45 to play until halftime. All Colts right now. Clear Fork 27, Shelby 6. Back in a minute. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
What's up, America? Brian Skoronski here, and if you want to see me and the gang chop it up with some unintelligent conversation, we've got the show for you. Check out the OH Report video podcast every Monday, exclusively right here on the OH Report.
After the Colts score one more time, and kickoff is going to be returned by Miles Hall as they're waiting about 45 seconds to kick off, and our breaks are a minute. We'll
Listen,
have to.
They're making WMAN. They're making they're making you know, the OH Report sweat it out, baby. I like it. They're putting pressure on all of us, man.
By the way, Mansfield Senior, even though it's his birthday, John Davis updating us, 14-0 Mansfield Senior over Mount Vernon at halftime. We're going to have a pass down the field on first down by DeVito. Incomplete into Colt territory just inside of midfield. The penalty marker flies out.
I think that's the easiest call of the night. I mean, that receiver was wrapped up, spun, twisted. I couldn't believe the DB looked back like, what? Are you kidding? Like,
me?
Yeah. I mean, he may have to go to the Bellville Police Department and file charges after that one. I mean, that was the easiest pass interference call ever.
So, defensive pass interference, as you heard Eric say, 8:34 to play until halftime. It's Colts 27, Whippets 6, and again, a lot of football to go. However, the Whippets have struggled to move the ball on the Colt D, and just the opposite for the Colts. They've kind of did whatever they wanted so far on offense, but the Whippets need to get something going here. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the near side. They'll hand the football off to Winters, working toward the near side of the field in his bench across the 45 and out of bounds at around the 47-yard line. So about 5 yards right side to Skylar Winters, under 8.5 to play until halftime. And Eric, right now, I don't think you look at the scoreboard. You don't look at the time. You just have a successful drive, get some points, and kind of get some momentum back on your side.
Agreed, Aaron, and give your defense a blow. You know what I mean?
Give them a break,
just listen. I mean, even if you have guys playing both ways, trust me, playing offense is different than playing defense. And, you know, if you're Shelby here, you just need a little time to come off the clock here, get a little momentum, and get back to that ground game. I thought that was a good call there on first down.
So 2nd down and 6 yards to go. Just across the 45. DeVito's going to sling one right side. He was going for Ramsey, but throws it way over his head and out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. It'll be incomplete. Clock stops, 8:24 to play until we hit halftime. Again, 27-6 is the lead for the Clear Fork Colts. It is 8 o'clock, by the way. You are listening to WMAN Mansfield, WMAN FM Fredericktown.
I'll tell you what, that was just a miscommunication there. It looked to me like a basic smash route. So you have your number 2 running a flag route and looked like Ramsey was running a little bit of almost a stop route at about 6-7 yards. And it just looked like DeVito was throwing in between those 2 guys. Looked like there was miscommunication.
All right, so the Whippets 3rd down and 6 from their own 46-yard line. DeVito in the gun, 4 wide receivers, back to pass, slant over the middle, Ramsey, and he missed him. Incomplete. Ramsey took a hit afterwards. Incomplete at around the 48-yard line of the Colts. And they're going to have to punt the football. 4th down coming up. While we have a moment, the OH Report with some great sponsors bringing you high school football tonight. Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvement. Also MWD Logistics. Also Mechanics Bank. Stout's Fresh Market. And Park National Bank, all glad to be a part of the broadcast tonight, bringing you high school football Week 9 OH Report. We're glad to team up with them once again. Hayden Gray at the controls. You feel good when Hayden Gray's to your right?
Love Hayden Gray, man.
He's been to our right a lot this year. And the ball's going to be punted away. It went off the face mask of the return man for the Colts. I believe he was able to fall on it.
He was.
It was Schlosser who falls on the ball. It hit him right in the face mask.
Yeah, Schlosser right there almost lost that, didn't he? It did. It hit right off his face. That thing took a great bounce because, I mean, that thing, football is so funny, man. Sometimes you just get a great bounce, and, man, it's just like you're living right, man. Because I'll tell you what, that, you know,
what do you call that? You call that a
fortuitous bounce. Absolutely. I love the fortuitous bounces.
Because think about that. Yes. That could have been field position change. The Whippets all of a sudden have a chance to score.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's a huge. That's a flip because now you're Shelby's offense back out on the field. So like I said, Clear Fork doesn't want their special team shooting them right now.
1st and 10 from their own 17-yard line as the Colts will run the football on 1st down. Keeping in that time is the quarterback Victor Skoog. He'll scoot his way across the 20-yard line, put him down near the 21. Miles Hall got him, give him about 4 yards on that carry. You know, the one thing I want to mention is we go through injury reports each week, and they're brought to you by University Hospital Samaritan Medical Center over in Ashland. You can go online, learn more at uhhospitals.org. If you missed the pregame interview with Colts head coach Dave Carroll, he says most people don't know they're down like 5 starters from the beginning of the year. The next man up mentality for the Colts has been tremendous this season, as this play is absolutely going nowhere. Good job that time as they got it to Powie. Tanner Hart's and company came flying in. Hart's got him, put him down after virtually taking him down right in his tracks, maybe a 1-yard gain.
He got about a yard there, and, that's what Shelby's got to do is keep him in this 3rd and medium, 3rd and long, and then get off the field. Their defense needs a 3 and out, right, Aaron?
I don't think there's been a lot of 3rd and even mediums at 3rd and long.
Yeah, Clear Fork has been exactly where they want to be on schedule.
3rd down and 5 from their own 22-yard line. This time Skoog back to pass. He'll throw just to dump it out, and he's got his man across the 30, 40, midfield Schlosser into Whippet territory, inside the 40, just weaving and navigating his way. Right side inside the 20, 15, and shoved out of bounds by Ramsey just outside the 10-yard line, and Luke Schlosser is having himself a night on the ground and now receiving.
Hey, listen, Aaron, what did I tell you? That's a little boot action right there. So what he did was he hit the second man out. He hit the fullback out of the backfield. That play works like a gem when you're running for 7, 8, 12 yards a pop. And I tell you, Clear Fork is absolutely doing whatever they want right now to this Shelby defense.
Well, that went for better than 65, close to 70 yards
Bobbing
on that
and
play.
weaving.
Put him down at the 12.
You know what that looked like? That looked like when I was a kid playing Tecmo Bowl, and you take like Bo Jackson and just swig him back and forth so the people couldn't quite catch up to him. That's what it looked like.
Well, Luke Schlosser was just navigating his way down the field. 1st and 10, they'll pitch it to Powie. Alt right side, breaks a tackle. He'll get close to the 10, but I think he's just a bit shy. Give him about a yard.
Yeah.
Good job there by Miles Hall. Also in on the stop for the Whippets. Good job by Dennis LaFon, the linebacker. Denny LaFon, the sophomore, in on that stop, number 30. Put him down at the 11. 1 yard gain, just over 6 to play until halftime. All Colts right now leading 27-6. And when you just thought about it a moment ago, the Whippets had him 3rd and 5. You thought, okay, this is your time, and then boom, they get a big one.
Well, and it's because they have had so much success even running on 3rd and medium.
5 wide receivers. They'll throw it to the near side, and it doesn't quite get to the receiver. Incomplete at around the 5-yard line. That time they were targeting Jay Jackson, the sophomore wide receiver, and I don't know if it didn't come out of Victor's hand perfectly. That one just kind of got to the feet of Jay Jackson. It'll be incomplete. Just under 6 to play until halftime. 3rd and 9 for the Colts.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the play call is
at
here.
the Whippet 11.
Do you believe this is 4-down territory, or are they comfortable kicking? What are we going to see here?
We'll see. Victor Skoog's going to roll to the left, pressure on, nowhere to go. Now going to work back to the right, may pull it down and run, fakes the pass inside the 5, darts to the end zone and scores. Victor Skoog left, right, up the middle, making people miss like Houdini, and scores from 11 yards out, and the Colts are rolling.
They are. I'll tell you, man, you feel bad for Dennis LaFon there. He was kind of stuck in a one-on-one position with a senior athlete, Victor Skoog, and had him reaching for air there, and then made a real nice little nifty move there to kind of scoot into the end zone as well. Clear Fork, just even when Shelby plays defense the way you would want, Victor Skoog's feet just punishing the Whippets, man.
Victor Skoog from 11 yards out. Van Osdale is on for the point after. Low line drive kick is up, and just like Mill Iron Auto Parts, it is good. He drills it through. 34-6, the lead for the Clear Fork Colts.
I didn't see this, Aaron.
No.
And here's why. Not that I didn't. I thought Clear Fork would be able to run the football. Listen, I do know this. Shelby has absolutely gotten hammered by teams that run the football, right? I mean, that's been there. That's just a fact. I thought Shelby's offense would be able to move a little bit better than it has against this Clear Fork defense, especially because of what we saw against River Valley, with Showdown out here. But I think what you're seeing is Shelby's offensive lines and defensive lines are they're porous right now. It's just a reality. Clear Fork is just absolutely dominating up front, and you're seeing that play out on the scoreboard.
5:48 to play until halftime. We'll remind you, check all the scores on Week 9 and any football Friday night by heading to our website, WMANFM.com. It's the North Central State College High School football scoreboard. NC State, where the quality side, the tuition is low, and you don't have to leave home to go far. Kickoff going to be fielded by Miles Hall, the 20-25. He'll return it to around the 27-yard line. That is where the Whippets will take over. 1st and 10, trailing. Again, if you are just tuning in, the Colts have went up and down the field. They have scored 5 touchdowns, and we still have better than 5 to play in quarter number 2. They lead 34-6.
They look hungry, man. I'm impressed with Clear Fork because you can tell this is a special game for Clear Fork. Why? Because Shelby's owned the league the last 3 years, and you can tell Clear Fork's really mentally dialed into what's going on out here.
Whippets 1st and 10 pass. Miles Hall going to be caught. Penalty marker comes out. He caught it just shy of the 35-yard line. He was tackled right away. Not going to give him forward progress.
I know what they're calling here. They're calling the offensive push off here, so it's going to be offensive pass interference.
Okay. Good eyes by Erik Will on that.
It was funny because I didn't know if he was going to see it. I actually thought it wasn't the receiver that caught it. It was actually Ramsey on the outside, put both hands on and just pushed. It wasn't needed. The ball didn't go to him. It went to Hall. But that's going to kick him back another 10 yards here, Aaron.
You know what I love about you? You miss nothing.
15, sorry.
You miss nothing.
Well, I did.
You see everything.
Well, yeah, but it was our way, though. So, I mean, that was just – but, man, Shelby can't get out of its own way offensively right
penalties, turnovers, and their defense has not been able to stop the Colts, especially on the ground. But the Colts have had some success on the passes. They've had the big one to Luke Schlosser, who scored 2 touchdowns here tonight. Victor Skoog ran one in. Multiple guys have gotten involved. And again, 5:34 to play until halftime. 34-6 is the lead for the Clear Fork Colts. Whippets after the penalty, 1st and 23 at their own 15-yard line. Back to pass. DeVito nowhere to go, being chased toward the sideline. He'll throw it toward the sideline.
There's nobody there.
There was a receiver at around the 35-yard line, but he was a good 10 yards away from the play. I think it was Cam Wheeler.
Because remember, the high school game doesn't have the out-of-pocket anti-grounding rule, I guess you'd say, where you can get out of the pocket, throw it away. The closest Shelby receiver was actually sprinting down the field away.
He was a good 10 yards.
Oh, man,
but
easily.
not looking back.
Correct. What I'm saying is I know why they didn't call it. It wouldn't have surprised me if they would have thrown the intentional grounding flag there.
As you mentioned, the Whippets catch a break on that, but it's incomplete. 2nd and 23, the ball at their own 15-yard line. Trailing by 4 scores, second quarter. Handoff Miles Hall. Not a lot of room to operate right up the middle. Good job defensively. Getting one paw on him was Ty Sellers, the defensive lineman for the Colts. Sellers brought him down. Looked like almost with one arm. Just pulled him to the ground at the 17.
Senior night for Sellers. He walked across the field there. Glad he got a nice play there. And Shelby, obviously, in what you don't want to be I think it's a 3rd and 21 here. So.
3rd and forever.
Right. And listen, Clear Fork's playing that aggressive man. So, if you're Shelby, you got to protect for Brayden DeVito here. Give him a little bit of time.
You heard Eric say 3rd and 21 from their own 17. Pass over the middle. They had a receiver, and Victor Skoog got a hand on it and knocked it away. Watch this. It's incomplete. Victor Skoog gets a hand on this football. If he doesn't, that was going to Isaiah Beck.
Yeah.
Possibly first down.
That's one of those ones. I think what happened was he got just a piece of it. It was enough to mess with the receiver on that in his concentration.
Isaiah Beck was
Isaiah
the
Beck there, but you could see Isaiah Beck flip his head around as well. I think if he'd have concentrated on it, I think he could have actually pulled that one in.
Yeah, I think you're right. He just grazed the football, but the Whippets are going to have to punt it away. Casey Lance, it'll hit it midfield, take a whip and hop into Colt territory, keep on rolling inside the 45-40 and touched up at the 39-yard line as the Whippets get down the field. And in special teams, it was Camden Dorsey, the junior for the Whippets, down the field to touch it up. 4:35 to play until halftime. 34-6 is the lead again for the Colts. We'll remind you that each week throughout the high school sports season, winner, of course, approaching. We'll do it into the spring as well, of course, here in the fall. And that's our iHeartRadio Athlete of the Week. It's presented by the Neil Cady Insurance Agency of Ashland and Norwalk. Those great plaques made by Emerald Awards and Engraving over in Ashland. You can check out all of our athletes at our website. As the Colts have it, first down, a quick pass to the near side, kind of through the hands of Jade Jackson. It was maybe, I guess, a little bit thrown outside of kind of where his hands were, so he had to reach back. It's incomplete.
Yeah, and Victor Skoog makes his money in the air off the play action. When you put him back there and just say, okay, we're going to go ahead and drop back and throw 5 wide, here we go, that's not his strength. That's not what he does.
2nd down and 10. They're going to hand the football off to Luke Schlosser. Kind of stops on a dime, makes a good cut across the 40. He'll get a short gain across the 40-yard line, and he'll go down right there. Isaiah Beck, among others, in on the stop defensively for the Whippets. Big Garrett Bates in there as well, the senior, in on the stop for Shelby. But Schlosser did a good job right there. He was going to be tackled for a loss.
Yes,
kind of stopped on a dime and then went north up the field.
Yeah, the force player did a good job at keeping that thing inside, so that tells me Shelby's pursuit's got to be better at that second level. So those backers have got to get to the cutback. That's why you talk team defense 11 hats getting to the ball there. So we have a 3rd and 6. The last time we saw Victor Skoog run behind his guard and tackle on a little bit of a counter play.
From his own 43-yard line, under 4 to play until halftime, 34-6. The Colts lead back to pass. Skoog got a man out there, caught into Whippet territory. He'll be tackled at around the 30-yard line. A terrific catch by Logan Anderson. He went up at the highest point, grabbed the football, had a man all over his back, and he'll be taken down.
I think it was his second catch on the night.
I believe it was Grayson Heidinger that was just draped all over him. But just better offense right there.
It was, because you're right, though, Aaron. The defense wasn't terrible, although if you're a corner, you can't give up inside leverage on the skinny post playing man like that.
10 first downs here in the first half. Back to pass. Pressure is on. Beck is chasing Skoog to the near side, and Victor is going to throw, and there was nobody in a Colt jersey anywhere near it. He threw it just across the 20-yard line.
Yeah, maybe they were calling the drag there close. I guess if they're going to give Shelby that one, they're going to give that back. It seems like today if you just throw it away and there's anybody even in the zip code, they're giving the quarterback the benefit of the doubt.
You could be anywhere in the ballpark or inside the football
Speaking
field.
of ballparks, baby, how about the Cleveland today,
How about the Guardians today? If you missed it, the Guardians with a 4-2 win in 10 innings at Yankee Stadium. Emmanuel Clase had to go parts of 3 innings to be able to nail that one down. Jose Ramirez had a huge hustle play to set up the go-ahead run, and they tie that series at 1. We'll have Game 3 tomorrow night here on WMAN at 7:37 from Progressive Field. Series again tied at 1. Pauly Alt is going to carry the football. Good job by the Whippet defense. Nowhere to go. They'll take him down right at the 30-yard line. You mentioned Cam Wheeler just stood him up and dropped him.
Great play.
I'll tell you what, he got right there in the hole and just did not allow anything. Now a 3rd and long for the Colts. 3rd and 10, the ball at the Whippet 30-yard line. If you're just tuning in, under 3 to play until halftime, 34-6 is the lead for the Colts.
And here's the thing, 3rd and long hasn't really meant anything to Clear Fork tonight.
They've been successful on any and all downs and any spots on the field. Back to pass, pressure's on. Skoog's going to roll out, kind of spin out, left side, going to throw it. Receiver out there. Penalty marker is going to come out very late from the Colts side of the field. The ball is incomplete out of bounds. I think he was targeting Pauly Alt. And the penalty is a legal man downfield.
Well, and they were trying to set a screen up there. You could tell. I mean, that looked like, you could see. I think it was Caden Riddle was down at around the 25-yard line. Either they're setting a screen up or that looked like the escape from Alcatraz right there, because pretty much everybody came running in on Shelby's defense. So that was just blown up from the very beginning. I'm assuming Shelby will decline that and keep it at a 4th and 10.
And Erik is correct. Illegal man downfield. Penalty decline. 4th and 10 Colts. Ball at the Whippet 30-yard line. 34-6, the Clear Fork lead. Clock reads 2:26 to play until halftime. Timeout taken by the Colts. We will keep it right here.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
My cereal.
Oh.
Okay, we haven't talked about that.
Wait, no.
I did eat last week.
Last week didn't get on the air.
Yeah, but and Hayden brought that up actually afterwards. I had Golden Grams last week. Today.
Hang on real fast. For those listening, Erik has cereal every Friday before the game.
That is true.
We announced that live on the air.
Yes, we do. And Hayden loves it. He likes to throw it out there so people can guess my cereal. My cereal this week, Hayden, you have a guess? What do you think? Oh, he said Fruity Pebbles. That's actually not bad. That is a house favorite. Lucky Charms today. Brand new box too. So I was the first one. I beat my kids to a cereal.
So Hayden, if people at home have been following along for the last, I would say 7 to 8 weeks, you walk into the Will household, you open the cupboards, and it's just cereal galore. That's all I can picture.
Dude, I do. I love cereal, man. I love cereal. It was funny because if you ask my students at school, what's your favorite cereal, you're getting Cinnamon Toast Crunch out of almost everybody. Kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That seems the way to go.
All right, so timeout over, cereal talk over, back to football as it's 4th and 10. Colts at the Whippet 30-yard line. Victor Skoog lined up in the gun. He'll snap it, throw it right side to Robeson. Robeson is going to be grabbed by Tanner Hart and taken down. They'll give him forward progress to the 33, but the Whippets defense does a terrific job, and they have a turnover on downs. And I know they're down by 4 scores, but Erik,
nice play.
Nice play defensively. Now maybe you can just take that energy there, get a score before halftime, and just ride some momentum into the locker room.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you're saying that because, listen, you're out here to compete. There is never a situation in any competitive situation at all where it's acceptable to quit playing as hard as you can. And that's what Tanner Hart's did right there. I appreciate that effort by that young man. Now let's see if this offense can get, kind of get in this 2-minute mode and get something moving.
1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. A little razzle-dazzle. They'll pitch it to Casey Lance. He'll throw it back, and it goes off the top of the helmet of Miles Hall. It looked like he was going to catch the football at midfield and roll into Colt territory, maybe have a monster play, who knows, but it went off actually hit him in the hands and off the top of his helmet, incomplete.
Yeah, Shelby receivers today have had 2 drops, and it's because they're kind of looking to make a move instead of the catch. Secure the catch first, then make your move. Would he have gotten tackled there quickly? Who knows?
Maybe,
we don't know.
maybe not.
Maybe
right?
not. But you want to secure that catch.
Would have been a big play.
I like the creativity of the offense.
Casey Lands threw a good ball. 4 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. DeVito back to pass, right side. He'll throw it. Got Miles Hall in the flat. A lot of room to run across the 40. Midfield breaks a tackle into Colt territory. Runs a man over inside the 40. 30 down the sideline. Tackled around the 20-yard line. Miles Hall running angry.
Yeah, he was.
Howie Alt got him.
That was a great stiff arm, wasn't it? Or it looks like maybe we were calling something. What do we got here?
Oh, there is a holding on the Whippets.
Man, that is brutal.
Man, one outside of the kickoff return for a touchdown, one of the best plays of the night. Power run, breaking tackles. You mentioned turnovers have hurt him this year, and so have penalties.
Penalties have killed him. Shelby's at the top or near the top in the league in penalties.
Look at him breaking tackles, running people over. Man, too bad that didn't stand.
I know, and it's like, man, just Shelby, Shelby has, when they've played a team over 500, they've really struggled, other than River Valley. When they've played a team over 500, they have not been able to get out of their own way. And tonight is a perfect example of that.
Well, that's a tough one.
And you can't do that stuff. You got holdings and stuff like that. Bad technique, being out of position.
2nd down, 9 from their own 34. Going to load up DeVito. Going to throw one right side. It'll sail out of bounds at around the 35-yard line of the Colts into the sideline of the Whippets. Casey Lance was back there. And the receiver in the area, but it was well out of bounds.
Yeah.
The Colt defender, Logan Anderson, was the closest to it, about 5 yards out of bounds with 1:34 to play until halftime. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9 for the Whippets. Again, the ball at their own 34-yard line. They trail the Colts 34-6. And as I mentioned, you're down 4 scores, but had they not have had that penalty, Eric, maybe the chance to score, and maybe they'll have a chance, but you just feel, can they get some momentum going here into the locker room?
Absolutely.
Big 3rd down, 4 wide receivers, 3 to the left, back to pass. DeVito throws a slant over the middle, caught. Casey Lance, Holman Kitchens a fly, 1st down. He'll be tackled by 3 Colts just shy of the 45-yard line. They may give him forward progress to the 45-yard line.
They do.
Mason Pipes, one of those involved in the stop. Also Mason Sampson in on the stop as well, sophomore defensive back. By the way, the Colts secondary with 10 interceptions on the year.
Ball hawks, man.
Yeah, they've been really, really good this season. Again, Holman Kitchens apply 1st down for the Whippets. 1:13 to play until halftime. 34-6 is the Colt lead. 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. 5 wide receivers, 3 left, back to pass DeVito. He'll step up, nowhere to go, going to pull it down, going to run. Near side, midfield, Colt territory, inside the 40. Gets a little seam inside the 30, breaks it toward the sideline, steps out of bounds. To me, it looked like around the 23. The official may have missed it. He's going to put him inside the 20. I think he stepped out at around the 23, but they're going to give it to him down to the 19. Watch his foot. I think he steps out of bounds.
It was
maybe
close.
Not.
I think he stayed in.
I think he did stay in.
Nice job by the young pup there. You know what I like about that? You're at the point in time right now, man. Time's not an issue. You're inside the 20 right now, 53 seconds. Go ahead and try to get that score. I love the effort there by DeVito. Nice job.
Good job by the official. I thought he stepped out of bounds from the booth, but no, he stayed in. 1st and 10 at the 19 of the Colts. Pass to the near side. Not able to bring it in on a dive is Grayson Heidinger down around the 10-yard line. It'll be incomplete. Clock stops with 47 seconds to play until halftime, and pass was a little low as he went to the turf, not able to corral it.
Yeah, you want to get that up so your receiver can either catch it and get upfield or catch it and get out of bounds. So even if he'd have caught that clock would have run. You'd have lost quite a bit of precious time there or had to burn one of those timeouts. I believe Shelby has 2 timeouts left.
47 seconds to play until halftime. 34-6 is the Colt lead. Whippets 2nd and 10. They're going to fake the run with the quarterback. Going to hand it to the back, and it's just blown up.
Yes, it was.
They handed it to Miles Hall.
And I'll tell you what, he was not faked out at all right there. That was the linebacker.
Was that Slosser?
Yeah. And, man, he ran right into that.
Good tonight. Luke Slosser has ran for 2 scores. He had a monster 50-some yard gain. Timeout, by the way, taken. We'll keep it right here. and he's had multiple tackles defensively.
He's a good ball player.
You know the one thing, as we keep it here, late stages here, 40 seconds to play until halftime. You know the one thing Dave Carroll told me, and Eric, when you coached and now in the radio booth, you've talked about this. You have to be unselfish as a football team. And one thing Dave told me this week was our guys are unselfish because one game somebody has a huge game. The next week he might only have 2 catches, but that's okay. Somebody else steps up. Maybe Luke Schlosser has a big game tonight. Maybe next week he doesn't even have a score.
Right.
But it's that unselfishness.
Right. The thing that kills special is selfish, and Hayden heard this for 4 years. And you have to play a team sport with the mentality of I'm one of 11, and I'm going to do what I'm asked to do. And listen, there are marquee players that are going to touch the ball. I mean, that's just a reality of competitive athletics. But the bottom line is when you have a wealth of talent and you have people that have a diversified skill set, sometimes that skill set is offered up at different times throughout the year against different opponents. And Dave Carroll's right. When you have selfless players, you get yourself to 7-1.
3rd and 14, Whippets from the 24-yard line of the Colts. Pass over the middle. He lobs it. He got it to Miles Hall, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. 24 yards out. DeVito, you can see him just kind of flick the wrist and throw that ball right over top of the defender into the waiting arms of Miles Hall, who roars in, got tackled into the end zone, and the Whippets scored their first offensive touchdown of the night.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If you're a backer there, so that's a backer on a running back, listen, give him some steps because Miles Hall is faster than you are. So he's a running back out of the backfield. That's a perfectly designed play coming out of a timeout. Excellent job by Coach Mahaney finding that matchup that he liked and took advantage of it.
So the Whippets put it in with 34 seconds to play until halftime. The point after, again, blocked, no good. The Whippets have been unsuccessful on 2 extra points. The Colts have got in on them both. And that gives us our score of Clear Fork 34, Shelby 12, with 34 seconds to play until we hit halftime. So as we keep it right here, coming up at halftime, by the way, I'm sure the OH Report will have the band out on the field on the radio here on WMAN. We're going to hear from Bo Rugg from the Ohio High School Athletic Association. And Eric, you know what they're going to talk about at halftime? They're going to talk about how they choose officials for the football playoffs. So you want to tune in and listen to that. And the playoffs are just a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, I mean 2 weeks from tonight we'll be covering playoff football. So that's why all of these things are important for Clear Fork. They're already in. They know that. They're trying to sneak one of those first-round home games here, so they're going to need a big win tonight, and then they're going to need that big win next week. Obviously, next week they're trying to go for that conference championship to solidify that. So that trust me, they got plenty to be playing for. For Shelby, you got to go kind of regroup here at half, build the momentum off that last touchdown, and see if you can come out, get a stop, and get a score, and try to put some pressure on Clear Fork. Trust me, Shelby can put points up in a boatloads and really, really quickly. So Clear Fork is not out of the woods yet.
By the way, Clear Fork and Highland next week, both unbeaten in league play, entering tonight. Shelby is home for Ontario next week in Week 10. That's our game here on WMAN. Little squib kick down the field, going to be fielded by the Colts. Good job by the up man right there. That was Nick Appleman. That's the second time tonight he's had been in a nice position and fielded the football well on special teams. So not much time left until halftime. 30 seconds. Colts have it 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. We'll see how aggressive they are, leading 34-12 as Victor Skoog and company head back out onto the field.
Be interesting to see what they do here. I wonder if you're going to get,
because you have some time, but there's not a lot of time.
Right.
And they're going to bring Tristan Robeson came on really late.
I think they're looking at taking a knee here, to be honest.
Play
with you,
clock's
Aaron.
down to 5. Right. Skoog is going to turn around and hand it to Robeson. He's going to work it to the near side. Tanner Hartz will grab him and tackle him at the 45-yard line. So a gain of about 6 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 4, but that clock is rolling. 17 seconds to play until halftime, and the Colts don't seem to be in any hurry right now.
No, they're going to take that thing into the locker room. I assume. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they'll run one more on the ground here.
Down to 7 seconds. Skoog claps the hands. He'll hand the football to Robeson, who hesitated momentarily. Now he breaks into Whippet territory. Inside the 40, 35, breaks it to the outside 30, cuts it back. He'll be tackled At around the 27-yard line, the clock expires.
Coach Carroll might be thinking, man, I should have went a bit quicker and used those timeouts. All they did was just basically try to run the ball. Shelby's got to fix some things on that defensive side of the locker room. They got to try to do something to not be an absolute sieve here in the second half.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Colts almost broke one into the locker room. We will now officially break away. It is halftime here in the Valley. High school football on WMAN, driven by the Buckeye Superstore, State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the Low Payment Kings, BuckeyeSuperstore.com. OH.REPORT here at halftime. We'll have the bands on the field, O&N. Coming up next on WMAN, we'll talk high school officiating in the playoffs. That's coming up next. Again, halftime here in the Valley. Week 9, Clear Fork 34, Shelby 12. We'll take a break. You're listening to high school football tonight on WMAN.
There's a blood shortage and we came up to Dead Lover's Point at midnight on Friday the 13th.
Lame. Guess I'm gonna waste all this blood by dying in a predictable horror movie way.
50% of Americans like watching blood get spilled in horror movies, but only 3% donate it. When was the last time you donated blood?
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
What's up, America? Brian Skoronski here, and if you want to see me and the gang chop it up with some unintelligent conversation, we've got the show for you. Check out the OH Report video podcast every Monday, exclusively right here on the OH Report.
All right. The adventures continue as we head back to the ocean to follow an adventurous teenager who sails out on a daring mission with a demigod to prove herself and save her people. Featuring soloist senior Erica Uplinger on baritone and sophomore Dawson Gove on trumpet, here is How Far I'll Go. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2022 Shelby Whippet Marching Band. Let's go!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field, the pride of the valley, the 2022 Clear Fork High School Marching Band. The band is led by Captains Jordan Pfeiffer, Charlie Penny, Colin Reed, Zach Coates, Audrey Mason, and Abby Kern. It's senior night in the valley, so to start us off, the band will perform our senior dance break, choreographed to Come Out and Play by The Offspring. Next, we will feature our senior musicians in a song they selected for the band. Here's our renditions of Detroit Rock City by Kiss. To close, we have a song near and dear to every Ohioan. The band will perform its traditional block Colts, set to the official rock song of the state of Ohio, Hang On Sloopy.
Welcome back to the Valley and Clear Fork High School, where it is halftime, and it is all Colts here at the break, 34-12. They lead the Shelby Whippets. We welcome you back inside our Wendy's broadcast booth tonight. teaming up with our friends at the OH Report. If you missed it earlier today on WMAN, the Cleveland Guardians with a 4-2 10-inning win at Yankee Stadium. They have tied the American League Division Series 1 game apiece. Game 3 tomorrow night at Progressive Field in Cleveland. Tristan McKenzie on the hill. And we'll have that game tomorrow night here on WMAN with Tom Hamilton at 7:37 first pitch. All right, let's talk high school football first half. We are joined, Erik Will, myself, along with Jake Furr from the Mansfield News Journal. This is becoming a second half, at least third quarter tradition. Welcome back in, Jake.
Thank you, guys. I may have to start charging you for it.
All right.
That's right. That's right.
No, I love this.
Well, we love
great hanging out with you guys.
Love to have you in the booth. Let's run down through the scoring. I know we got some stats. Thanks to Chuck Ridenauer from Shelby. We appreciate that, and we'll run down those in a moment. The Colts got on the board quick and fast at the 8:58 mark of the opening quarter. 2-yard touchdown run by Powie Alt. Point after, no good, made it 6-0. Before we could come back from the break, Miles Hall darted 85 yards on a kickoff return for a touchdown. Just a couple seconds later at the 8:40 mark, point after was blocked, tied the game 6-6, and then the Colts at the 6:41 mark of the opening quarter, a 1-yard touchdown run by Victor Skoog. Point after, no good. Excuse me, that point after was good, excuse me. That made it 13-6. That's how we wrapped up the first quarter. Then into the second quarter, the Luke Schlosser show started at the 11:55 mark, a 1-yard touchdown run. That point after was good, 20-6 Colts. Then at the 8:45 mark, he had a 1-yard touchdown run. That point after good, made it 27-6. And then Skoog had an incredible play where he ran to the left, ran back to the right, went up the middle, and got into the end zone. That came at the 5:48 mark of the second quarter. It was an 11-yard touchdown run. Point after there was good, made it 34-6. And then the Whippets with 34 seconds to play on a nice little touch pass from DeVito, 24 yards out into the arms of Miles Hall. Point after, block, no good. Gives us our halftime score of 34-12. And we have stats up, Erik, in the first half. And all those stats, and if you're watching at home, they all lean right, and that's the Colts.
Absolutely. I mean, you're looking at 355 total yards. To me, Jake, the telling stat is the 245 on the ground. You know, when you come into a game and in a half, you can rush for 245 yards on 31 carries. That's
a game, not a half, right?
Yeah, well, it is. And what it shows is it just shows physical domination up front. First thing I said to Jake when he came up into the booth was, I said, what'd you think? And he's like, Clear Fork's line's kind of doing what they want. You know, it's just domination up front, and that's what you get with 245. Really, Clear Fork's almost thrown just to throw, if that makes sense, because they really haven't had to throw.
Keep you honest, as they would say.
And 13, you know, with the 13 first downs representing that, obviously, you know, the turnover's not a huge deal today, but obviously winning that 0-1 there, Shelby having the 1. But, you know, with Shelby only having 78 total yards, they've just had a tough way to go. They did have the one nice drive to finish the half, and I think that's what they're going to have to try to build on here in the second half.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, like you said, the rush yards, whenever you can kind of control the line of scrimmage, and they're actually doing it on both ends, too. Defensively, I mean, you know, Brayden DeVito just has absolutely no time to throw the football. You saw him running around for his life out there. And he does that a lot.
Right.
I mean, he makes plays on the run, but the secondary and the and the linebackers for Clear Fork are so fast and so quick that they're not letting them do that.
Yeah, and real quick, just piggybacking off that, because I'll tell you what, Jake, that's a great evaluation. When Shelby's playing teams that aren't talent equated, DeVito can kind of make that long run, like you saw kind of here to extend the drive there to close out the half. To close out the half there. He had a really nice long run there, which is actually probably almost all of that. It is probably all of that rushing yards. That's not happening today against Clear Fork for the most part. That's commonplace in their 5 wins, is his ability to do that. In the 3 losses, you're playing great team defenses that are making him one-dimensional.
Well, and because your linebackers are able to get pressure, that allows that secondary to be able to cover those weapons for the Whippets.
Right, and there's not these big open windows to throw through, And maybe there is, but he can't
Right.
see those.
Well, he doesn't
right
have time.
at that
He doesn't
Yeah,
have
no
time. I mean,
whatsoever.
he no more than drops back and somebody is in his face. Somebody's in his lap, and he has to go.
Listen, Dave Carroll is always this way. He shows his cards. I mean, you're going to get a lot of man. You're going to get a lot of zero coverage. So there, you don't see a lot of safety sitting in the middle of the field. They've taken their bonus player and kind of bracketed Ramsey tonight. But what I like about what Coach Carroll and that defense is doing tonight, Coach Stupka's defensive coordinator, what they've done today is they've said, listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to win the first 2 to 3 seconds. And in that amount of time, our pressure is going to get to DeVito.
Right.
Because a young quarterback struggles just getting through a progression, let alone to a second progression. So, you know, Coach Carroll has dialed up exactly what's been needed defensively, him and Coach Stupka. And then offensively, I just don't think they've overthought it. They've done exactly what they need to do. Just line up and run the football. Don't get crazy. Just run the football.
Some numbers at halftime. Again, we have them on the screen. The OH report, those listening on WMAN, 13 Clear Fork first downs. Shelby had 3. They didn't have any in the first quarter, by the way. 355 total yards for the Colts, just 78 for the Whippets. The one thing you look at in this football game, and the Colts have done this all year, and Jake, we talked about it in the pregame. They only have 4 turnovers all year. When you don't have mistakes and give the other team a short field and all those kind of things. How many teams, you've covered football a long time, have 4 turnovers halftime week 9?
Right. I mean, 4 turnovers in one game.
It's
usually.
crazy.
And to your point, I mean, you look out on the opposite side, Shelby does have 1 turnover. In their 3 losses, they have 12 turnovers total in the 3 losses.
Right.
So
they have 18 on the year.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and
I mean,
5 in the Highland game.
Right. So when they turn the ball over, that's kind of been their Achilles heel.
And he mentioned they've had some penalties at inopportune times. They had a couple of big plays in the first half. They had a hold and things like that. So definitely for the Whippets, they had some things to work on at halftime, and they would love to come out, get a quick stop here to start the third quarter. And I think that's the thing. You don't want to talk at halftime, the game's over. You want to come out and be able to see if you can get something going. Little kickoff, and I'll tell you what, that ball checked up. One of the Colts able to hop on it at the 38-yard line. Thought one of the Whippets was, I think it LaFawn was going to get down there and get to the football. Colts able to get it. Close call, a little closer probably than Coach Carroll wanted to.
That thing did a nice checkup. But Casey Lance does have a nice leg, doesn't he? I mean, he does a great job on those squibs, and then that was almost an onside. And he's obviously been great with extra points. Today they haven't been able to get one off. It's almost like they don't even have a line out there.
Casey Lance, by the way, leads the team in points with 47. Ahead of DeVito, ahead of Ramsey. By the way, good job right there by the Colts. That was Hayden Roberts, the junior, able to get the football. Colts will start. Victor Skoog's going to pull it down. You heard Jake say he's gone. We're going to count him off. 30, 20, 10, 5, end zone, 61 yards. Nobody home on the backside. And Victor Skoog starts the third quarter with an exclamation point.
Man, I was hoping to see an adjustment.
There wasn't much out there.
I mean, they ran that play 3 or 4 times in the first half. I mean, there was literally nobody there.
No.
I mean, nobody there.
And it wasn't anything spectacular.
It
was just a straight.
No, it's just a fake jet sweep, quarterback counter coming back. And you know, listen, man, you can't go into half, you know, and kind of puff them up, because if you get a stop and a score, you're making Clear Fork actually sweat now.
Right.
And then you come out and just the first play, you just get beat up, man, and it's just it's demoralizing.
Victor Skoog's third touchdown of the night. Now he's going to throw it on a two-point conversion. Had his receiver off his hand, incomplete. That was Robeson, no good on the two-point try. And we'll take a break. 11:48 to play in the third. Clear Fork 40, Shelby 12. Back in a minute. You're listening to High School Football Tonight on WMAN.
I'm Garrett G-Man Parlett, and check out my new show, The G-Man Project, exclusively on the OH Report.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Kickoff taken by number 18, Miles Hall. gets forced out of bounds about the 22-yard line.
Back in the Valley after the Colt touchdown and returned by Miles Hall on the kickoff, and the Whippets will have the football to start quarter number 3 for their first time. The Colts used about 12 seconds on their first possession, went 61 yards on one play as Victor Skoog scores for the 3rd time tonight. In the Whippets, 1st and 10, the ball at their own 22-yard line. 5 wide receivers back to pass. DeVito has a little time, going to be able to throw it. Got a receiver, Ramsey, in the hands, knocked away. I'm sorry, Casey Lance was there, and the ball got knocked away. He got it into his hands. He went up. One of the Colts got in there to knock it away. It's incomplete. It was, I heard him say Mason Pipes.
Yep. That's who it was.
The one who reached in there and poked it away. And that
good
time,
job.
Casey Lance had an opportunity to get his hands on the ball.
And here's the thing. If you're Brayden DeVito, and this is where coaching comes in big, just tell him to stay within himself. We're treating this half as if it's 0-0. We don't care what the score is. Just execute.
2nd and 10 from their own 22-yard line, trailing 40-12. Early stages, 3rd quarter. The ball's going to be intercepted and taken back for a Colt touchdown.
Man.
Victor Skoog stepped right in front of that pass and waltzes in for a Colt touchdown. Their 11th interception defensively, and that one, my friends, was a pick 6.
I'll tell you what, that right there, Aaron, the old soup Nazi off the Seinfeld episode, no soup for you.
He was going for Ramsey, and at the 15-yard line, Victor Skoog walked right in there at the most perfect time and says, thank you.
Hey, I mean, right now, the woodshed's coming, I think, Jake. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to keep piling it on, Ray, I think.
Well, and here's the thing, man.
That's 4 Skoog touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, Skoog's balling out. Schlosser's balling out.
Again. Point after by Van Osdale is up, and just like Mill Iron Auto Parts, it is good. We'll take a break. 47-12 Colts, 11:35 to play in the 3rd. Back in a minute. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
By number 4, Mason Pipes for Clearport.
Welcome back to the broadcast booth tonight. Aaron Hines, Erik Will, joined by Jake Furr from the Mansfield News Journal. If you are just coming back late from halftime, I'm sorry, but you have missed 2 Colt touchdowns in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
and both by Victor Skoog.
That's the exact start that you wanted. You came into the second half with a big lead already. You kind of had the game in hand. Now's the time to kind of put your foot on their throat.
Running clock with 11 minutes to play here in the 3rd. Brayden DeVito is going to run it left side. Nowhere to go, and he just got drilled.
Have a seat, young man.
He just got drilled at around the 25-yard line.
Man, did he come up with bad intentions? I love it right there. Watch it. His DNA's all over him right here. Boom.
Terrific play defensively there by Joe Stupka, the junior DB. He flew
That's
up.
That's going to make Dad happy right there.
The defensive coordinator's dad, and Dad's happy right now.
I mean, he sat him down, Jake.
You think about it, the Whippets have only scored once on the Colt D. The other was on special teams. So been very good for the Colts. They're approaching 50 points with still better than 10 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Whippets to the line, 2-yard loss on that play by DeVito. 4 wide receivers back to pass. He'll throw a pass left side out there. Caught into the sideline across the 35-yard line. Actually, they're going to say before the 35-yard line.
It's about the 30, the 34 there.
Yeah, Grayson Heidinger caught it, put him out of bounds at the 34.
They've had success on that route combo. That little 7, 8, 9 yard little speed out.
And now it's 3rd down and manageable, 3 yards to go from their own 34-yard line. Somebody for the Colts looked like they were almost walked across on the left side of the defensive side.
Yeah.
Riddle, I believe.
Yep,
was it Riddle?
Yep, it was Riddle, yep.
Got a little anxious there.
Hey, listen, man, you're going to have that every once in a while, you know what I mean? Sometimes you get a little antsy.
And it'll give the Whippets a home and kitchen supply first down, just their 4th of the football game.
Yeah, I think, man, is that Clear Fork's first or second penalty? They haven't had many today.
They haven't had any turnovers. I want to say
that's their second offsides.
That's their second. You are correct. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you're right. I missed the other one because we were looking at
some stats.
Some stats. Yeah. So we missed the one. So the Whippets for the 1st and 10. They'll throw it to the sideline to Grayson, hiding her left side into Colt territory around the 45-yard line. Knocked away. Good job by the secondary of the Colts. I believe that was Stupka again back there.
Hey, he's definitely putting his name here in the second half for a game changer, the way he's running around laying hands on people.
Slosser and Skoog got their names all over awards here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to outdo those guys. And the nice thing is, this is what's great about this new rule, this 30, for us, new rule, meaning like just relative to football and how we've covered it. It allows Shelby to still throw the ball. Clear Fork can still throw the ball, and the clock's running. Right. I do love this rule. This is a great rule.
As Eric mentioned, lead better than 30 points, so the clock runs with a little over 8 to play here in the 3rd. Big lead, 47-12 for the Colts. Pass going to be thrown into Colt territory. What a catch by Isaiah Ramsey over the shoulder at around the 41-yard line. We know he has over 1,000 yards receiving on the year. And DeVito threw it over his shoulder. I don't know how you see that with your helmet on and catch it.
That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous catch. And I mean, he's obviously the best wide receiver in this league. And before the game, I was kind of talking to some coaches just about, they have their league voting coming up, and they have 6 spots for those skill guys and who they would take. And he's definitely
he's got to be there. If he's not first team all league, there needs to be an investigation, man.
5th first down, home and kitchen supply first down, running it. DeVito going to be tripped up. Howie Alt got him. Line of scrimmage 41. He'll go down to the 38-yard line. I'm still stunned at how he caught it with his helmet on over his shoulder. I could do that 15 times and never once.
Right. Well, I mean, here's the thing. It's an incredible catch. It was a great throw.
It was a great throw, yeah.
Yeah, Brayden put that. I mean, that's the only place that ball can be caught.
Yeah, I mean, you don't realize until you go back and watch that play how great of a throw that was and how great of a catch that was.
Yeah, that's one of those ones it's 47-12, and you're kind of like, man, where was that in the first quarter?
Right.
But that goes on your highlight reel,
It does go on your You're exactly right, Aaron.
2nd down, 6 yards to go for the Whippets. The ball at the Colt 38-yard line, under 7 to play in the 3rd. 47-12. Colts pass over the middle, caught, and the receiver tackled right away by Mason Pipes. That was Cam Wheeler. Got to the 30-yard line, and Pipe says, you go down now, but it is a home and kitchen supply first down just inside the 30 at the 29.
This could be a huge response by Shelby after getting this running clock. If people went in here, I don't know if the game is kind of in reach, but I think to kind of make it respectable and not a running clock.
No, and that's what I was talking about in the first half. Listen, as a coach right now, what you're evaluating is execution and effort. Yeah. I mean, it really is. Because I don't want to see anybody not playing as hard as they can at any point in time in a game, and I don't care what the score looks like. You can coach that stuff. That's a culture thing.
You played through triple zeros.
That's
absolutely. Right. Whippets 1st and 10 at the 29 of the Colts. DeVito's going to roll, runs into a wall of defenders, and then throws it toward the sideline. Had a receiver, Ramsey, over there who jumped up, got a hand on it. Incomplete. It goes out of bounds, but when DeVito spun, he ran into like 4 or 5 Colts right at the 35-yard line. He just threw it away, and he goes out of bounds, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Whippets. Again, 47-12 Colts, 5:40 to go with a running clock here in the 3rd. High school football driven on WMAN by the Buckeye Superstore, State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the Low Payment Kings. BuckeyeSuperstore.com. Whippets to the line with 5 wide receivers, 3 to the right. DeVito in the gun, claps the hand, calls for the ball. He's going to pull it right down and run. Follow his blockers inside the 25. He's got a hole. He may go inside the 10-5 end zone. Touchdown, Brayden DeVito. He rolls in from 29 yards out, and the Whippets score on a nice blocking scheme up the middle. That thing opened up big time.
Yeah, go 5 wide, and I mean, you got a quarterback who can do everything with his legs and with his arms. Nice little pull-down read. I mean, it's a perfect play call. Perfect play call.
And here's what I like about it. The last 2 series when Shelby's gone empty, Clear Fork only has a 5-man box. I'm not a math guy, but you have 5 linemen. That's just hat on a hat and go play football, right? Because they're taking that bonus player and putting him over top of Ramsey. So that's how you're losing that 6th guy in the box.
Whippets had a guy come on very late here for the extra point. There's the snap. Lance's kick is on the way, and just like Mill Iron Auto Parts, it is up and good. We'll take a break. 5:18 to play in the third. Now Clear Fork 47, Shelby 18. We're back in a minute. You're listening to high school football tonight on WMAN.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Set to kick off for Shelby. Ropes in all pit receive for Clear Fork.
Back in the valley after the kickoff is Squibb. Colts will fall on it around the 37-yard line. And after the touchdown and that point after was up and good, it is now a 47-19 lead for the Colts. And again, that extra point up and good. Just like Mill Iron Auto Parts, stop by and see them. State Route 39 between Mansfield and Shelby. You'll get top dollar for your scrap vehicle. All right, so 5:17 to play here in the third. The Colts go back to work, and they've been really good all night. Nearly 50 points. Skoog back to pass, going to pull it down. Nobody again on that left side into Whippet territory. He's going to break a tackle inside the 30. He's going to go again down the sideline. 20, 10, 5, end zone. This time from 62 yards out. And Victor Skoog, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns tonight.
So is Victor Skoog getting a pizza or a shirt, Jake? What do you think?
Give him both.
I was going to say you might go with both.
He might have to put the pizza or put the shirt on while he's wearing the pizza.
You know, we might have to do. We might have to give out 2 pizzas here tonight.
No, but man, he's good. And
Yeah.
when he takes off runs, and Jake's right. He's not a traditional drop back. He's not a Marshall Shepard from last year. That's not what he does. But what Clear Fork asked him to do is perfect.
Yeah.
By the way, 13 seconds to score that touchdown. Van Osdale, point after on the way, and just like Mill Iron Auto Parts, it is up, it is good. We'll keep it right here. Victor Skoog, by the way, if you are following closely at home, has all 3 touchdowns here in the third quarter.
Yeah, read those off.
They have came from 61 yards out and 62 yards out, and oh, by the way, he had a 15-yard pick 6. He has 5 touchdowns on the night.
And 25 seconds worth of offense.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, it's unbelievable.
25 seconds.
Yeah.
2 plays,
25 seconds worth of offense.
And if you throw in, it took him 3 seconds on the pick 6.
Yeah.
He probably has 3 touchdowns in about 25 seconds.
You know, I'm looking at the wall over here, and Hayden's got, he's got a sheet here.
Hayden, I'm running out of room too, my friend.
Like we're going to run out of room here soon. And this is with a running clock, and we've had 4 touchdowns in a running clock for 3 of them.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, by the way, I ought to give you the score. We were gushing over Victor Skoog.
He took off, man.
54-19 Colts with 5:05 to go here in the third.
When he took off, it was like he looked like he was on a different service. Like he's running so much faster than everybody else.
The Colts have put up 54 points with a running clock, just under 5 to play here in quarter number 3. Kickoff by Miles Hall, and the Colts not letting up one bit, and they're down there in numbers to tackle him they'll give him 4 progress to the 26-yard line. Again, if you're just tuning in, Luke Slaucer's had 2 touchdowns. Pauly Alts ran for 1, but Victor Skoog has just taken over the show here tonight.
Eric, I mean, I mentioned it a little bit before. There's 6 for first-team All-MOAC.
Right.
There's 6 skill positions.
Right.
So, I mean, you obviously have Dane Nallman from Highland.
Yes.
You have Isaiah Ramsey over here.
Right.
You have the quarterback from River Valley. I mean, who do you put out from Clear Fork. Is it Skoog? I mean, I think tonight he kind of solidified that.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, here's why you got to go Skoog, because not only is he thrown for 1,000, he's going to rush for 1,000 by the end. He might have 1,000 by the end of this game. He's coming in.
I think he had 629 coming in, maybe.
629, and I'm telling you guys, he's got over 200 yards rushed.
Yeah, easily.
Well, let's be honest, as we have a timeout, I believe, while we were, again, gushing over Victor Skoog for the second time in a row.
It was a pass play, and then he just kind of looked. It was almost like he was surprised that he was that wide, like the lane, which tells me if you're Shelby, you've got rush lanes. The same rules that you're using on DeVito, you got to use on Skoog.
Right.
So you have to maintain rush lanes. The worst thing that can happen is DeVito and Skoog get outside of your pressure. You actually want to keep them inside the pocket.
On Skoog touchdown runs, he has roughly close to 140 yards. That's not counting any other run. So, yeah, he would definitely be in the neighborhood of 200 yards on the ground and also a pick 6 to go to his credit here tonight. I guarantee he's going to be getting a
lot of Player of the Week nominations from MAN and OH.REPORT.
Well, I'll tell you what, and they're going to play for a league title next week, so there's a lot of good things happening down here in the Valley. Out of the timeout, 4:20 to play in the third. Big lead for the Colts. Back to pass. DeVito's pass. He's going to be tipped by Ramsey. It was a high pass. He got one hand on it, couldn't corral it at the 45-yard line. It falls harmlessly incomplete. There were Colt jerseys all scattered about, but it falls incomplete. There were actually one guy in the neighborhood who dove at midfield, but it falls incomplete. And if you're DeVito, you'd like just maybe a touch less on that.
Yes, and that's what I was getting ready to say is the maturation process for DeVito is going to be getting that arm down. He's got a little bit of he kind of slings it from his hip, which was where you get the inaccuracy from.
So it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from their own 26-yard line. He's going to pull it down and run across the 30. Hits the 40, and somebody hit him at the 40. He'll go down around the 44-yard line. Good job right there by DeVito. Saw a lane, and they'll get it out to the 44-yard line. That's a Home and Kitchen Supply first down for the freshman quarterback, DeVito.
Skoog. I think that was Skoog on the tackle there.
It was Victor Skoog he's got 5 scores. He's got a pick 6, and Erik, he's not stopping.
Oh, no, and I'll say this. That's what Brayden DeVito can do as well. I mean, he's electric when he gets out in the open.
We saw him score 5 times against Lexington in one of his best games of the year. He played real well last week and maybe his overall best game according to Coach Mahaney. 1st and 10 as he's going to load up to throw the ball. Arm got hit, and it's intercepted by the Colts at around the 40-yard line as they'll return that football into Whippet territory. Somebody hit the arm as he unloaded the ball, intercepted by Mason Sampson, the sophomore.
2nd turnover.
And they'll return it to the 45-yard line of the Whippets. I didn't see who got their hand on it. That's a third turnover, right?
Third turnover.
They had one in the first half.
Right. Almost the entire defensive line got their hand on that one.
Yeah,
It
was the entire right side because I think they brought a backer and then the end. I think it was the backer and the end on that side that got their hand on it.
So the Colts, again, with a big lead, will take over in Shelby territory at the 45-yard line. They'll run the football, leading 54-19. It's Tristan Robeson. He'll carry the football down to the Whippet 42 line of scrimmage. Was the 45, so give him 3. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Colts. Again, if you're just tuning in, yes, 54-19 Clear Fork in a game a lot of people, were excited about. Whippets won 3 straight league titles. We know that the Colts had the opportunity to win tonight and go play for it next week, whether you win it outright, whether you share it. We heard Highland was leading, correct? Last we heard.
Well, yeah, I mean, next week looks like it's going to be for all the marbles.
They're playing River Valley. They had the lead. We'll see if we can get you the score on that. As Skoog's going to pitch it to Roberson, near side, inside the 40. He'll be dragged down. Good job by Miles Hall, the linebacker from behind. He'll take him down at around the 36-yard line. And it will be 3rd and a couple. They got to get down near the 35-yard line for a first down. 1:39 to go in the third. 54-19 and a running clock for the Colts.
Highland was up 35-7. Is up 35-7.
Yeah.
But looks like Highland's quarterback Colton Stover went out on a stretcher in the 4th quarter.
Ooh, that's not good to hear. Don't want to hear that.
No, not. We don't want to hear that. I know that there's a big game next week. Colts play at Highland in Week 10. Both look to be that they'll be unbeaten in the league and have a chance to win an outright league title, and that's what you play for. As the Colts will hand it off on 3rd and short, they give it to Schlosser, and he will Going to dart his way to the right and get a first down inside the 35, down near the 33. It's a Home and Kitchen Supply first down. Remodeling windows, doors, and more. Home and Kitchen Supply, downtown Mansfield, online. homeandkitchensupply.com. As we have under a minute to play here in the third. Even though we've had a running clock, maybe because the Colts keep scoring and stopping that clock, feels like it's taken a little while to get through the third here. The Victor Skoog show has been on display as they'll hand the football off, and the Whippets right there defensively. There was nowhere to go. Good job as they take Schlosser down. In on the stop for the Shelby Whippets was defensive end Mason Vent. It may be the last play of the quarter. They don't have to snap it again. Play clock's at 30, game clock at 23. We'll see how quick and aggressive the Colts are. They're not in any hurry to get to the line of scrimmage.
They're walking over.
We're going to take a break because maybe we'll get back in a minute and have that first play of the fourth quarter.
They're doing the Jake first goal, baby.
All right. After 3, Clear Fork 54, Shelby 19. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
That'll do it at the end of the third quarter.
What's up, America? Brian Skoronski here, and if you want to see me and the gang chop it up with some unintelligent conversation, we've got the show for you. Check out the OH Report video podcast every Monday, exclusively right here on the OH Report.
We start the fourth quarter, Eric. Maybe a lot of people thinking, hey, they're probably just going to run it, right? They wind up and throw one down the field.
Down, man. They get the clock's running. You know what I mean? That thing hits the ground. I'm telling you, that running clock allows you to just play offense. So Victor Skoog completing the ball there and getting a first down, moving the chains. I think you will start. I think Dave wants to finish off this drive, and I think you'll see some subs after this.
I know what you mean is the ball's to the 22.
Right.
If you throw it and you don't complete it, the clock still runs. So you just kind of call your plays. So it's 1st and 10 at the Whippet 22. They'll hand it off to Powell. And there's just nowhere to go. The Whippets came flying right through. Skylar Winters was the first guy to grade him. Penalty marker comes out.
Dude, he's had a history of that stuff, man. I mean, you can't do that stuff, man. It's a bad look culturally for your program when you continually get unsportsmanlike conducts. And Shelby has had way too many this year. It's just inexcusable. You can't do it. And until playing time is a consequence, they're going to continue to do it.
Well, and he came off the field right there.
Right.
They took him right off
you
the
have
field.
to.
And Eric, I've heard you say this so many times from the field as a coach now to the radio booth. You play to the whistle. When you hear the whistle, you stop.
Right.
You heard the whistle, and
you
then
could tell. I mean, and it was just you could see the extra. He kind of body slammed him. I mean, you can't do it, man. You can't do it. And I know you're frustrated. Listen, I get it, man. But if you're that worried about it, play harder before it gets 54-19. Right.
10 minutes to go in the football game. Colts will have it first down as they move it near the 10-yard line. A handoff short gain. They'll get a couple inside the 10, down near the 8. Line of scrimmage, by the way, was the 11. So give him 3 to Powell Alt down to the 8. And again, the Colts, 5 touchdowns tonight from Victor Skoog, couple from Schlosser. Alt's been in early in the ball game. That's what his 11th rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
So they really spread it around, and I talked about this earlier. People don't realize, Jake, how many injuries the Colts have had this season to starters, and next man up has just stepped up.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even tell you what injuries they have because they're so just They're so balanced. They have a different guy step up every single week. It's kind of fun to see.
Yeah, they've been really good here this season. And there's the ball up the middle as you thought maybe Powey-Alt was going to get it. No, it goes to Robeson. Robeson runs it inside the 5 down to the 1-yard line. Tristan Robeson. It was a touchdown-saving tackle by one of the Whippets. I couldn't see which one it was. Somebody's still down for the Whippets. I believe it's Miles Hall, I believe.
Is it?
I think he was on the tackle.
Yeah.
And he is laying down right now at the 1-yard line. Hopefully he'll be okay.
And that play's worked like a gem. You know what I like about that play is it's just man-on-man. There's no pull with it. So even the backers, it's hard to get a great read on that play because normally you're told, hey, read your guards. And when they run that little end-around play.
They watch Powey-Alt come through,
I'm telling you, that is a nice little play for them. I like the design of that.
When you have to worry about Powey-Alt on one side,
worry
about Luke Slosher up the middle, and then you get
and
Tristan Robinson coming around.
And then you got to worry about Victor Skoog, man.
I mean, you pick your poison.
No, and guys, Clear Fork's going to play next week for a championship. And Highland is as well. So next week's for the championship. Listen, Clear Fork ain't getting any worse next year. I know they got to replace Victor Skoog, but they are a young football team. There's a lot of 11s and 10s on that roster. So this is going to be a team you're going to be dealing with. And their 8th grade team just went undefeated this year. So, Dave's got to be pretty happy down here in the Valley, man. He's got a nice group down here. And I've always said this about Coach Carroll. His teams are always physical and aggressive. 4-6, 5-5, 6-4 Clear Fork team. You better bring your lunch pail. They're going to come get you.
His 14th year here, he told me in the pregame interview, they've won 11 league titles in like 59 years. Right. He told his kids, Jake, this week, these don't come around that often. You really got to cherish these in these moments, and they're cherishing this one tonight, leading 54-19 in the fourth quarter against Shelby. And they have the football, 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Handoff in the back is into the end zone.
I think that's a special one there. Yeah. Everybody's going nuts over that one.
Touchdown. First time tonight we've seen Hayden Fiddler, the senior, 5'9", 145.
Good for him, man.
Punches it in, the senior, with a rushing touchdown to give the Colts a nice even 60 points.
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously that's special, getting the senior a nice touchdown there here on senior night.
It's good stuff.
Those kids out.
No, and listen.
You got to tip your cap to Dave Carroll there to get him in the end zone.
Listen, and I want to be very clear on this. That's not running the score up. No. They're just running the ball, man. It is not Coach Carroll and Clear Fork's job to stop themselves. And I love rewarding that senior.
So Fiddler in from 1 yard out. Van Osdale's point after up, and just like Mill Iron Auto Parts, it is good. 61-19 Colts. Whenever Erik Will and I come to the Valley, it's better than 70 points this year. We had 86 points against River Valley, and we're well over 7.
I was going to say the over-under on this. Remember, I put it at 60.
We're about to 80.
For one team.
Are we at 80?
We are.
Yeah, we are at 80. Yeah, we're right at 80.
Right. Well, I said 60
I'm
to
not
start.
a math major.
And I will tell you this, I should have taken the over.
Yeah.
Clear Fork got the over by themselves.
We joke it was 44-42 Colts when they beat River Valley here in Week 4, and we joked tonight, what will the over be? Well, we got 80, so.
And at the beginning of the game, I thought it was going to be kind of one of those shootout games.
Right.
Because Shelby scored at will.
I agree.
Clear Fork scored at will. I thought it was going to be back and forth.
Well, and the way Clear Fork's offense had been playing, the way Shelby's offense even played last week against River Valley, I just thought we would see.
Yeah.
Clear Fork was the favorite coming in, but I thought we'd see more out of the Shelby offense.
61-19 Colts with 8:39 to play in the football game. Kickoff return going to be a short one for the Whippets. Fielded at the 25. They'll get a yard to the 26 and go down right there.
Taking that kickoff out for Shelby.
The Whippets will come out for another offensive series. We are coming to you tonight from the Wendy's broadcast booth, where the Wendy's Pretzel Bacon Pub Cheeseburger is back. And if you don't know, Erik Will, warm, savory cheese, applewood smoked bacon, crispy fried onions, Munster cheese, which is great.
That's what I was getting ready to say. That's it.
Pickles, honey mustard, and an always fresh, never frozen, hot and juicy patty. What
do you think about that, Jay?
You guys make me hungry.
I know, I'm telling you. By the way,
the subs were great here.
You guys got fed at halftime,
yes,
and it was
did.
good. You had subs, right?
Jake, tell us about it,
Italian
Jake.
subs were incredible.
They disappeared in a hurry. As we start the next drive, handoff for the Whippets, and the back is just struggling forward, driving the pile, 30, 35, and it'll go down just across the 35-yard line. Skylar Winters running very hard here in the fourth quarter, close to a first down, give him about 9. Again, clock rolling, 7:35 to play in the football game, 61-19. You were hearing that correct. Colts have been fantastic in nearly every phase here tonight. Defensively, they've really caused all kind of fits for the Whippets, and offensively, they've done whatever they've wanted up and down the field. 4 wide receivers, and hang on, Skylar Winters went to the sideline, came back on late, really late.
He's like, I'll get back in.
They'll get everybody set. Low snap, new quarterback in, by the way. Pass to the outside, going to be caught by Wheeler at around the 40-yard line. In at quarterback for the Whippets. We saw him earlier in the year. Landon Kennard, the senior. Ball down just shy of the 40-yard line.
Guys, I'm going to run on down to the field.
Get out of here,
great
buddy.
seeing you guys.
Jake Burr, send up Victor Skoog, would you?
I will. I'll definitely talk to him, too.
Victor Skoog, I'm assuming, is coming up. Hayden. Yeah, Hayden said this might be the easiest.
If you want to send Slosser up too, feel free. I think Slosser deserves some pizza.
Right.
I'll send the whole team.
Pizza. All right, thanks, Jake.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yep. Jake Furr from the Mansfield News Journal. Appreciate Jake. Always appreciate him hopping on the radio. And OH Report here tonight. Yeah, absolutely. Terrific. As next play for the Whippets.
21,
Skylar Winters will carry the football. Line of scrimmage, the 41. He'll go right side across the 45 and bull his way out of bounds just shy of midfield. Put him down at the 49-yard line. Love to get Jake's take.
I do. And listen, I mean this. He does his job really, really well. And
in all sports.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't lock in on one. It's all of them, and he does a great job.
Listen, we're blessed, man, that we have so much great media coverage in North Central Ohio.
5:50 to play in the game. Whippets, second down pass over the middle, a little bit behind the receiver. Cam Wheeler not able to bring it in at the Colt 41-yard line. It'll fall incomplete. Kennard just kind of threw it back toward the Whippets sideline. The momentum for Wheeler was carried him toward the Colt sideline. It's incomplete, but the clock runs because the lead's better than 30 points. It's 61-19 Clear Fork, fourth quarter. 5:20 to play here in the football game. Thanks for joining us tonight. Check all the scores at our website, WMANFM.com. It's the North Central State College High School football scoreboard. And big Week 9 getting ready to be in the books. Week 10, who's getting into the postseason, conference titles, all that will be sorted out next week. Pass over the middle, again off the hands of Wheeler at around the 37-yard line. It'll be incomplete, and it'll bring up fourth down for the Whippets. That ball near midfield, and Eric, they only need a yard. They've thrown it the last couple of times. Let's see if they
go back and get it here.
Yeah, I was going to say, you probably might be able to run it here with Winters and get that yard.
That's right.
And the thing is, the game's out of reach. We know that, but you work on things.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
I mean, you have some guys out there maybe who haven't seen a lot of time tonight. Everybody, when you get in the game, you want to work on things.
Yeah, and both teams still have a lot of their guys in.
All right, so here we go, 4th and 1. They're going to hand it off to Winters. He's going to power his way for a first down. At first, it looked like he wasn't going to get it. He'll get it down to the Colt 49-yard line. Home and Kitchen Supply first down. Multiple guys in on the stop, including Cameron Cotton, the sophomore there for the Colts, number 74. Did a good job putting him down at the 49. But again, Home and Kitchen Supply first down and even 4 minutes to play in the game. Next week, we'll be in Shelby at Week 10 where the Whippets try and close out the regular season. Well, Eric, this will bring them to 5-4 on the year. They want to have a winning record.
Absolutely.
They host Ontario next week.
And if they get that win, it's bittersweet. You have a chance to make the playoffs, but the problem is you're probably drawing one of those top 4 seeds.
You're on the road against a very good opponent, but hey, you want to play in Week 11. And the Whippets will have that opportunity if they can get a win next week. Pass on a rollout by Kennard is incompleted around the 39-yard line of the Colts. Again, it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. The ball at the Colt 49-yard line. Clock rolling, 3:17 to play here now in the football game.
Clock continue. I'm telling you, man, this running clock's great, isn't it, Aaron? I mean, seriously. Because here's the thing. You want to get reps in, but there's nothing that's going to happen positive that continues a game. You know what I mean? That makes this something that plays like a normal football game. I just think it's merciful.
2nd down and 10 at the Colt 49-yard line. 4 wide receivers. Kennard back to pass. Got lots of time. Good protection. He'll wait. He'll throw. Got a receiver. Cam Wheeler caught it into Colt territory. Put him down at around the 30-yard line.
No,
excuse me, that was not 8.
I
was going to say it was not number 8, number 6. That is Nick Eister. Nick Eister, the sophomore, with the catch right there. Wheeler is still out there, but that was number 6, Eister.
Yep.
Put him down at the 30-yard line. Holman Kitchen Supply first down. Good throw and catch there.
It was a good throw and catch, and I'll tell you what, that offensive line did a good job of keeping the Clear Fork Colts out. Listen, man, when you got all day to throw the ball, you can find somebody. Nice ball by Kennard there as well, the senior quarterback coming in relief.
4 wide receivers, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. 2:08 to go in the ball game. 61-19 Colts. 1st and 10 at the Colt 30-yard line for Shelby. Kennard back to pass. He'll roll to the right. Nowhere to go. Now he's going to load. Throw it near the goal line. Got a receiver. He caught it and out of bounds at around the 2-yard line. Good throw. And that catch is made on the far side of the field by Audric Kelly, the senior for the Whippets, number 12.
There you go, baby.
Nice catch going down to get that.
Absolutely. That's a really nice catch, and I think he's actually out at the 1-yard line.
They're going to put him out at the 1.
So Shelby trying to answer here, getting in the end zone here.
All right. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. 1:30 to go in the football game. Whippets down a bunch, but trying to end on a positive note. 4 wide receivers. Kennard claps the hands, back to pass. He'll throw a slant over the middle, low. One of the Colts got their hand in there. That time he was going for Cam Wheeler.
That was almost intercepted.
Yeah, got their hand on it. He threw it low, and one of the Colts came diving in there.
Yeah. It looked like Jay Jackson.
Okay, I thought it was number 2 or number 3.
Yeah, I think it was Jay
Jackson. Got his paws on it, not able to bring it in. Under a minute to play in the game, down to 57 seconds. 2nd and goal at the 1 of the Colts for the Whippets. They'll bring a man in motion, as they do. Kennard will roll to the right. He'll throw it into the end zone, and that pass is incomplete. Had a receiver, but there was a lot of players in that area. It's incomplete.
Here's what's tough about that play. You know, we're still playing football here, so we're going to go ahead and coach this up. You're to the short side of the field. You're running a sprint out to trips into the short side of the field. There's no real estate over there. That's a tough play for the players to execute in that situation. It's hard to sprint out to the short side of the field.
By the way, Joe Stupka knocked that ball away.
Oh, what do we got?
Hang on. We got 15 seconds to play in the game. We got a timeout taken, I believe, at least, or the officials stopping play for a moment.
They're getting a player in here.
Okay.
All right.
Colts are going to have.
Is that number 10 coming in?
Yes, it is for the Colts. That would be Clayton Rogers.
All right.
The senior defensive back coming in. Glad to see some of these seniors maybe who haven't had a lot of time get into the game.
So what do we?
I don't know. There is all kind of confusion right now.
All right, here we go. Looks like we're going to play
ready.
football
Okay.
now, Aaron. All right, here we go.
Yeah,
I thought maybe Hayden sent an official review up down there.
15 seconds to play in the game. 3rd and goal from the Colt 1 for the Whippets. Not everybody went on the snap. They'll throw it left corner of the end zone. Got a receiver out there, went up there, tried to catch it. Ball knocked loose and incomplete. And that is going to bring us to the final score. The clock hits 000, and the Clear Fork Colts will play for an outright MOAC title next week as they defeat Shelby tonight by a final score of 61-19. They improved to 8-1 on the year, and they were oh so impressive here tonight. Whippets fall to 5-4 on the year. We'll take a break, come back, wrap it up, and hand out our awards and run down a long scoring summary. 80 points in tonight's game. Woo! We've had 162 points scored in 2 games you and I have called here at the Colt Corral. When we show up, points are all over the scoreboard. Right. Final score tonight, Clear Fork 61, Shelby 19. We'll wrap it up next. You're listening to High School Football on WMAN.
Halloween.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 350,000 participants here in Ohio who take part in high school sports.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Now back with our OH Report player of the game tonight, and that is going to be Clear Fork's Victor Skoog. I mean, Victor, we were just talking about you maybe almost run out of space on my score sheet tonight. 5 total touchdowns for you, 4 rushing touchdowns, and then that pick 6. Just tell me what offensively went so right for you guys tonight.
I don't know. They did a decent job up front versus us, but we were able to hit the outside runs. And the one was a pass play, and it kind of broke down. Kid was covered, so I just took off and outran him, I guess. But
now, obviously, this was a huge game in terms of the conference. You keep the hopes of winning the MOAC alive. It'll be a huge game next week against Highland, obviously. But, you know, how does it feel? Shelby, the last 3 years, has taken the MOAC. How does it feel to knock them off after losing to them twice last year and do it in such a convincing fashion tonight?
yeah, it felt good for sure. It was a little bit more than just a MOAC win, because obviously last year they beat us twice, once in the regular season, then again in the playoffs. So it was nice to get back at them tonight.
And then, obviously, like we said, that you get that huge momentum from last year. Looking ahead, I mean, a great game is going to be played in Week 10 next week. Obviously, want to let you guys enjoy tonight, senior night, but what's going to be a key, you know, in preparation for Highland next week?
Obviously, they have the running back, Dane Nauman, and he's really good. I know their quarterback's he's pretty good too, but obviously that's their go-to guy, Nauman, and I've seen games where he has 40 carries and stuff, so I'm sure we're going to be focused on stopping him.
And then senior night tonight, anyone special you want to give a shout out, your last game, at least last regular season game here in the Valley? Anyone you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Shout out to my brother Vince. He first want to congratulate me down there before I came up. And shout out to my mom and dad and my grandma Jean and Aunt Dee Dee for coming out tonight, and Grandpa Joe.
All right, well, one more time, our MVP of tonight's game with 5 total touchdowns, Clear Fork's Victor Skoog in their victory over Shelby. Congratulations and good luck next week, Victor.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we're going to send it to one last break, then we'll break things down here live and free on the OH Report.
Happy Halloween!
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
Well, welcome back into the Colt Corral. You just heard our MVP of the game, Clear Fork's Victor Skoog. What a senior night for that gentleman. Just went off for a remarkable performance. 5 total touchdowns in Clear Fork's running clock victory over Shelby, 61-19. So again, your final score, 61-19. Just a reminder, coming up tonight at 11:30 p.m., tune in for the Friday Night Pigskin. We'll have a breakdown and all the highlights from this game that you saw tonight, as well as all other 6 of our games covered by the OH Report tonight. I know Aaron did it earlier, but I'd like to get one more time in to shout out our sponsors that allow us to bring this to you live and free tonight. Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvement, an Owens Corning preferred contractor providing all roofs with a 30-year warranty and 50-year lifetime warranty that is one-time transferable. MWD Logistics, need a warehousing and logistics partner that gets your storage needs? Store and move your inventory seamlessly into your customers' hands with MWD Logistics. Park National Bank, where you mean more. Mechanics Bank, that's better. And Stought's Fresh Market, Serving the Valley for generations. Stop in and check out our bakery, deli, and fresh meats. I know Pat down at Stout's Market going to be happy with this victory and results tonight. A special thank you to Pat and everything they've done for us this season. Remarkable night here down in the Valley. Thank you all for tuning in. Want to thank you, the fans, of course, for making this so special. But that's going to wrap things up. From the Valley, would like to thank Hines and Erik Will of WMAN on the call tonight, and enjoy teaming up with them as often as we can. Desmond Lawrence on camera tonight, doing an incredible job capturing that action for you all. Again, as I just read off, all of our incredible sponsors that allow us to bring you the best coverage in Ohio, completely live and free, no paywalls, no credit cards, none of that. We love bringing it to you live and free. So thank you to those wonderful sponsors. You know who you are, and we appreciate your support of local high school sports and athletics in our area. Want to give Jess Brokaw and the Clear Fork Athletic Department a special thank you as well. Clear Fork's become definitely one of our second homes here on the OH Report, and we appreciate them accommodating us as always. My name's Hayden Gray. I was your director and producer tonight for Erik Will and Aaron Hines. Signing off one last time from the Valley. Clear Fork takes the game 61-19. You've been watching high school football live and free on the OH Report, powered by BS Media Productions, the future of local sports. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks, and we'll see you at 11:30 on the Friday Night Pigskin.